Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. It's Everton versus Manchester United. It is the big one. There's not a lot more to build up about this. I think every few games with Manchester United for the last 7 years, it feels like every game is the big one. But this is the big one, and how we approach this game and perform in this game is going to dictate not just the next 2 weeks, but in the next 2 years, I believe. I think it's a huge game, and it's one that we've got to win. Let's be honest, we've got to win this one. I don't know that everybody wants us to win it. I think that's the interesting thing. I'm not totally convinced that every Manchester United fan does want us to win, and I'm not going to knock that. Normally I would do, but I think as a fan base, we're in a difficult position today, and I'm going to acknowledge that. It's difficult. It's very, very difficult to sort of to know what to feel and how to feel. So yeah, I'm not going to be too dismissive about that. I have had a little bit of team news that Scott McTominay and Fred start. I mean, look, I totally expected it. I totally expected that to happen, and I don't think that that we wouldn't expect that to happen. Team news is going to be coming out in the next 8 minutes. I don't know. I want Manchester United to win. We've got 2 weeks of the international break to come. I still feel that it's going to take a miracle for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to get this right, but it could be very, very interesting how it works out. Couple of things to shout out, by the way. We are giving away a Manchester United shirt. You can get that by downloading the Flick app. The link is in the video description for that. It's free on Apple and Android. What is the Flick app? Well, basically, it's just a place for United standers to congregate 24/7. There's little chat groups in there, like, general Man United chat, match chat. There's also polls and quizzes on there. Really, really good. I was on there again last night. Really enjoying the chat on there. So it's free to download. All you've got to do is when you go on there, you can predict the result for the Everton game. So you've got really the next half an hour to do it. Get on there, predict the result for the Everton game on the top bit, where you just answer 5 poll questions about who's going to score first, etc. And then you'll go in the poll for a Man United shirt, which will be announced on Monday. Sean Negative Turner says, I think the midfield is so easy to pick. Matic, Donny and Bruno. Why is it so hard for Ollie to see? If he's starting McTominay, he deserves the sack, in my opinion. I'm not going to talk about McTominay because I think he will start, but what I will say is this. I think that if he doesn't pick Donny van der Beek, I mean, I don't want to say Ollie out if he doesn't pick Donny van der Beek, but he's going to get sacked, isn't he? You can't not pick him. He was our best player on Wednesday, and if you subbed him off after an hour, it has to be to start the game today. We've got to win today, Mark. There are no two ways about it. I don't care what people think about Ollie, but it's our team's result that matters today, says Enzo. Yeah, I mean, look, well, Ricky said last night, even if we win, part of him expects us to still, sack Ollie. I'm not so sure about that, but I think it's a massive game, and it's one that we absolutely have to win. Just a little bit of a close up here on my Christmas jumper, the old 5 Cantonars. I've got it out today because last year I didn't get it out and probably till a little bit too late, and it's a lovely Christmas jumper, and you can get it worldwide. The link is in the video description for that. The reason I'm wearing it a little bit early is because, well, you know what? I'm going to start watching Christmas films tonight. I've got Family Man lined up to watch with the missus. And I thought, you know what? For the worldwide fans or even the UK fans, if you want to get in there early and get it, instead of shipping times could be affected by lockdowns, etc., that you might want to get in there early and get your Christmas jumper, and it's a cracking one. So get in there, links in the video description for that as well. Stevie C says, I'm one of those fans where Ollie just makes me sick. Nobody knows what lineup or tactics. He hasn't helped himself. It's a sad situation. It's sad. It's a sad situation, as Elton John once sang. Unfortunately, we're going to see the last game with Ollie at the wheel. It's time we see a coach who's more brazen and will give these players the kick up the arse they need. Love the Ollie, bit gutted for him, says Ricky Barr. Brooke, well, I think that, there's a responsibility when you run a United outlet, to a fan outlet especially, to be even-handed, and I certainly saw something last night that drew my attention. That I want to share it with you. Actually, let me just see how I can do that. Not through that. I'll find a way. What? There we go. Okay, so it's a tweet last night, basically, and it was I retweeted it, and effectively it was talking about the United backroom staff and saying that basically, if you go through it, Mike Phelan, his managerial career basically ended, or his assistant manager career basically ended when Sir Alex Ferguson retired, because he left the club when Sir Alex retired in 2013, joined his mate Steve Bruce at Hull. 2 years later, they were both relegated, and then he went off to Australia to be a director of football for an Australian club. Mark Dempsey, Ollie's assistant at Cardiff in 2014, then at Mulder in 2017. Not much of a background there. Martin Pert becomes Ollie's assistant at, yes, you guessed it, Cardiff, alongside Dempsey and Ollie. They relegated the Welsh side, later went to join Carl Robinson's backroom staff at Vancouver FC. This is the United backroom staff at the moment. Andrew Meredith, chief analyst, previous job was in the second tier of German football for 6 years. Jackpot getting the job under Ollie. Kieran McKenna managed youth teams at Tottenham. Promoted by Woodward to join Mourinho's back staff. Been with Ollie for 101 games now. Michael Carrick began his coaching badges as Mourinho's assistant. Retirement gift by the United board because he spent almost a decade at the club. If he was good enough, why didn't Mourinho take him to Spurs? I mean, it's not, it's not wrong, is it? It isn't wrong what's being said there. That I don't say it lightly. It's not a very inspiring Manchester United backroom staff, is it? And that's the problem. Welcome to the members club, Xander Robinson. Thank you for joining. You can do that by clicking the join button. Thank you for supporting the channel. Lee Goldart says, hi Mark, win or lose, it's about the performance. We need to start seeing progress and style of play. Otherwise, what's the point of sticking with Ollie, says Lee. But other people, Lee, would say, we've seen progress, we've seen styles of play, and we haven't seen consistency. We need to go the diamond to pick Donny. If we don't, Ollie is going to be in big trouble, says Hodge. And team news is coming out in 2 minutes, by the way. Why would Poch ever be interested to join this poison chalice of a club run by toxic owners and management? It's because it's Manchester United, mate. I always would say that. People are always going to want to join Manchester United. All of our rivals are in Ollie in. Get the hint, says Matthias Helmich. I mean, that's very good. That's very true, actually. That is very true. When your rivals want you, that, when your rivals, it's like when our rivals used to want Fellaini to get picked. It does actually worry you in that sense. Just checking on here now. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. We could hit 900,000 subscribers today. 900,000 subscribers. Let's get something positive out of the day, even if United don't get a win. So bottom right hand corner to subscribe, and please share the video. Let's get out of this. Let's get out of today with 900,000 subscribers. So that's the challenge for us today. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe, and obviously you can share the video as well. Ash G says, hi Mark, haven't had much chance to watch shows this week. Are you Ollie in or Ollie out or undecided? I hate sitting on the fence, mate. I absolutely hate sitting on any fence, but I've got to be honest with you and say I want Manchester United to win today, so I presume that makes me Ollie in. But if we don't win, I think it's probably the time to make the change that everyone knows is going to happen anyway. So, yeah, I'd say that I want Ollie. I want us to win. Hi Mark, we're listening to you, says Curtis Brooks. Donny must start, and welcome to Mark Gould, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. So we should be getting the Manchester United team news now-ish, starting 11, and he doesn't start Van der Beek. He hasn't started Van der Beek. What a twat! What an absolute prat! What an absolute prat! What is he doing? What is he doing? I'm fucking fuming with that. I've absolutely had it. What is he doing? Like, what is he bloody well doing? He was our best man of the match against fucking Istanbul. He takes him off after an hour, and you think, hopefully he's doing that because he's going to play him against Everton. And he bloody drops him. What a friggin' idiot. And Matic is dropped. And Pogba is dropped. Well, I mean, I can deal with that. But unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. He has dropped Nemanja Matic. I mean, that's fine. But That is a disgrace. That is an absolute bloody disgrace. I am absolutely... I've got to get this team. I've lost the team here. Let me just get it. I've got to put it up on the screen. I've just realised. Van der Beek not in the team. Oh, what a bloody surprise. I mean, we're always going to have a guess here. I guarantee you that Scott McTominay's starting. Yes, so don't look at that team on the screen there because it's not right. Martial and Rashford do start. Bruno, Mata, McTominay, Fred, Shaw, Maguire, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, De Gea. Idiot. Absolute bloody idiot. I'm fuming with that. I'm absolutely fuming. It doesn't mean we're not going to win. I'm not talking about not winning here. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am talking about is that is shocking. Absolutely shocking from a Manchester United manager to treat a player like that. I'm just disgusted by it. I'm absolutely disgusted. Again. Shocking. Absolute bloody shocking. And how are we fitting bloody Mata into this team? I know what we're bloody playing here. I know exactly the team he's playing here. Don't worry about this. Don't listen to that team in front of me there. That's not going to be the team. So Fred's going to drop here. This is what we're doing. 4-2-3-1. Back. Bloody idiot. He's basically gone for the Duracell bunnies again. Duracell bunnies. Put him in the back of the bunny bloody basket, and there we go. I am shocked that he has not picked Donny van der Beek. Look at his bloody bench again. Matic, Pogba and Van der Beek on the bench. Greenwood's not on the bench. Don't know what's going on with Greenwood. Greenwood's not on the bench. Cavani is on the bench. Dan James is on the fucking bench. Bloody hell. What a joke. What a bloody joke. I mean, Ricky will be happy. Ricky will be happy with that team, but I think, to be honest with you, I didn't want to say this, but I think if he loses this game, he's got to go. You can't keep picking this team. It's an idiot team. It's got to win. It's basically got to win. Otherwise, he's got to go. As simple as that. Because it's bloody awful. Absolutely awful. Let me just sort this out a little bit. So that is your team. It's a bit of a mess. Sorry, I'm just having to move things about here. No, Donny van der Beek. The live comments are furious, as they should be. Yeah, as they should be. I'm not happy with it at all. Bruno Fernandes is starting. Let's get Bruno pulled off down here. There we go. So that's your United lineup. It's going to be a 4-2-3-1. It's going to be defensive. Let's have a look at some of the super chats that are coming in and your comments. The positive side of playing McTominay so much is that the next manager will know how crap he is and hopefully will be forgotten rid of. Scottish Lingard. Welcome to the members club, Chris M. Where is Greenwood? Thought he was about youth. I presume he's dropped Greenwood. That's all I can think. I'm absolutely disgusted with this team. Ollie just keeps digging his own grave, says Dejan. Ollie is a joke. I've been Ollieing the whole time, but the last week I'm done. Poor Donny, says Anthony. Jury. We've also got Matt Baggett. Where is Greenwood? Which we've spoken about. What is he on? Says Edgar. I've had enough of Ollie now. You can't blame the board for the team selection. There are big problems, but Ollie is now the problem. Mata over Donny. And that's from Sean Negative Turner. George Aslandis, thanks for the comment there. It's just, I don't think, look, the reality is that Mata is 5 years past it. I'm going to throw up, says Nate H. The reality is that this team will probably go and win. But is that team ever going to be good enough for Manchester United to go and win games? Like, to go and win top four? That team, sorry, I've come off the wrong page here. That team is never going to win you a title. It's never going to win you the league. It's never going to get you top four. Tellez isn't even on the bench, which is what we expected. The bench is Henderson, Twansebi, James, Matic, Pogba, Van der Beek, Cavani. I'm going to talk to you about the Everton team as well, because we need to see that. But, I'm really disappointed in that. You know, you want to get behind the manager, and I want Manchester United to win, of course I do. But I've got to say, he's a bloody idiot. He's a bloody idiot picking that team. Like, really, really, really disappointed. To start Juan Mata, to start Scott McTominay. I mean, the Everton team is Pickford, Coleman, Holgate, Keane, Digne, Decore, Allen, Sigurdsson, Richarlison. Sigurdsson, Calvert-Lewin, and Bernard with James Rodriguez. So, look, Manchester United can win this game. Of course they can. I'm not going to say that. But I'm fuming about Van der Beek. Only 6 points off the top after beating Everton, says Cruz, 23. And fuming about Van der Beek, but I'm expecting a fat dub, says Nicholas. Mark, you're right. He's trying to sack himself. Van der Beek, Twansebi. Wow, we lose today. Matter really, says Dino Delvel. And you've got to be very careful, obviously, just going off a team, though. No words. Clueless. Matter strike at Stinker. Wednesday starts today. Van der Beek, man of the match, dropped. Clueless. Like I said yesterday, Mark, something has changed the last 2 weeks. I feel totally detached at this stage, says Stephen Cherney. And thank you for the super chat from Tegs Azorus. I mean, the thing about that team as well is, when we know Matter can't play 2 games in a week. And it's stunning. It's absolutely stunning to pick Matter again. Especially having played only on Wednesday. It's just crazy. He's an idiot. Like, he's an absolute idiot. He'll probably get away with it, but at this stage, he's a fucking idiot. Like, I'm fuming. And I know that sounds harsh, and a lot of people will be saying it, but I'm fuming. I'm absolutely fuming with the team that he's put out. Donny van der Beek could do the role that Juan Mata's going to do. Piece of piss. Piece of piss. Ollie, mistakes after mistakes, no brains, I'm fuming. What we need to do is get back on track with the reality that, you know, we've not even kicked off yet, and that team that's out there can certainly get a result. You know, that's the focus, isn't it? But the bigger picture is, I mean, this was my biggest fear about this team news today, was that even if we do win, you're telling me that's a team to build around. Donny, Pogba, Matic on the bench, McTominay and Mata starts. This is it for me. I'm turning against Ollie, whatever the result today, says Aditya. And don't forget how many times he's been in this position before, but somehow always finds a way to win, says Sambu. Emmanuel Johnson, I used to laugh at Chelsea when they sacked a manager. Now here we are. How can Ollie be picking the same players that already let him down? Ollie is a prat, says Emmanuel. And completely agree with Ollie criticism, but this talk Poch will whip players into shape is nonsense. Mourinho tried that. Nothing solved with Ollie out, says Jack. And Ollie has no idea how to fix this. I love Ollie and I never want him to be sacked, but I'm actually starting to warm to the idea of Pochettino now. I just think he's picking Duracell bunnies. I cannot get my head around this team. And do you know why I can't get my head around this team? Let's try and not be so angry for a moment. You buy a player to improve your squad because your squad lets you down. So you buy a player to do that, and then you bench him to pick Juan Mata, Scott McTominay and Fred, who accumulatively were shit between lockdown, closing and the end of last season. Remember when we had to keep picking Matic, Bruno and Pogba every game, and then we'd bring McTominay on, or Fred, or Mata, or Dan James, and they were horseshit. Well, now we're not even picking Pogba and Matic. We're picking McTominay and Fred and Mata to start, even though these people were shit at the end of last season and had their chance. And Donny van der Beek hasn't even had a chance. He had an hour. On Wednesday night, he was the best player on the pitch. Back on the bench, Mata come in. What is Ollie doing? I tell you what he's doing. He's desperate. He's a desperate man who is picking his favourites. Basically, he's picking his clique. He's picking the people who are going to run, who are easy to coach. I said this last night. These are players that are easy to coach because they don't take any coaching. Scott, Fred, run about a bit and just pass it sideways. Easy. It's far harder to say, right, Pogba, I want you to play in this role, but I want you to mix it up a bit. I want you to run with it sometimes. I want you to hit a 40-yard pass. I want you to play 1-2s. I want us to play in triangles. I want you to pass and move. Matic, I want you to be conducting the defence, but also I want you to be hitting 40 yards passes into the feet of Rashford and Martial. It's hard coaching. It's not hard coaching to say, what do you want me to do, boss? McTominay, I just want you to run around, tackle and pass the ball to Maguire 5 yards away. It's not hard coaching, and that's what he's done. He's bottled it. He's got, and it will probably work. It will probably work, but he's gone with a team of players that absolutely never in a million years. You look at that team on the left, that midfield, forget Rashford, forget Martial, they're good players. That midfield will never, with Mata and McTominay and Fred, that will never get you top 4. He's put a team out today to just get him 3 points and cling on to his job. And that ain't good enough. If I was Ed Woodward or I was the board today, I'd look at that team and say I'm sacking him anyway, because that is cowardly. That team has got no future. What is the future? This is game 102. What is the vision? What is the future? Because if that's your future and that's your vision, off you go. That team's terrible. You can't keep benching Pogba, Matic and Donny van de Beek. They've got to start games at some point. When are you going to do it? You're just delaying the inevitable by picking this team, and it might win, but that team will get beat as well. I hope we win, but even if we are, after seeing that lineup, he has to go. Manager who can't get the best out of his players, so he doesn't play them, joke. And that's the thing, Michael. You've probably put it across far better than me. He can't get the best out of our best players. We're benching our best players because he can't get the best out of them. It's a massive, massive, massive indication that he's not well equipped for this job, because he's benching his best players because he can't use them. That's it. Only way Ollie can stay is by picking the best players and motivating them to play for the badge, says Abhinav. Exactly. I bet Scott spends heaps of time in the PE teacher's office, maybe even under their desk or in the changing rooms, says Ninja Smith United. Ollie wants the sack, says George, and worse is legends having a go at players not criticising Ollie. So whoever comes in next, will they speak in the same manner towards him? It's just favouritism, says Nori. I'm confused. I was confused this morning. I'm even more confused now, because I want to back Ollie. I want to back the team, but he's absolutely he's let the team down today. He's let us all down today with that team selection. Well, no, he's maybe not let us all down. I'm sure there's some of you that are very, very happy with it. But for me, I'm just really, really disappointed with it. Let's see if we can get Flex on the show. Flex, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. Hold on, you're in the background. Let me just pause that. Yeah, I'm here, man.
So the team is out.
Yeah.
Lots of people. Well, I think we expected McTominay and Fred to start, the Duracell bunnies, but I think a lot of people. Let me just do some super chats first, then I'll come to you. Maybe Mark, it's time to agree that he doesn't have any tactics. It's his tactics work only 30% of games. It's a roll of the dice and no skill. Ollie out, says Cushel. Iron John Van der Beek on the bench yet again. He's a huge potential asset to this squad, and he's been playing blatantly mismanaged. Ollie makes another rod for his own back. What the fuck is this team? McSauce cannot do a job, says Aidan G. And Dylan O'Connor, just thank you for the super chat there. Yeah, I mean, look, the Van der Beek thing has caused the meltdown, really, because he was man of the match on Wednesday, and he took off after an hour, and you hope that that's because he's keeping him back for the game. When Mata's finished, and he plays him on Wednesday and starts him again tonight. Sam Ameson says, if you were the board, would you sack him? But would that require a competent board to do it? Nail on the head, Mark. You said it. He just said in an interview, Scott and Fred's energy will help us. And the baffling part for me is that you're so shocked. Seriously, says Yazza. So how are you feeling about it, Flex, that team?
I'm going to say it now. I don't think Ollie wanted Van der Beek. It's not his signing.
It's 100% obvious, isn't it? Yeah.
It's not his signing. I've tried to kind of, no, just wait. Let's see how it goes. The message that's been sent to that player is a disgrace. I don't care if people want to say it's early. There's 38 Premier League games plus all the cups. I don't care. When the team's playing shit and players aren't pulling their weight, and you have a new player there who, like you just said, hasn't even been given a chance, what message does it send? It's different if you come into a well-oiled machine. I take Jota as an example. He's come into that Liverpool side that's won everything. Do you know what I mean? Bobby Firmino doesn't even score that many goals, but he's been integral to how they've been playing and the success they've had. Cool. Hold your place, Jota, and he's going about his business. He's scoring, the debate's out. Van der Beek's walked into a shit Man United team, players in his position who are awful, players in his position who can't perform consistently themselves. Not only that, but when he's come on off the bench, he's played well. He showed us signs of what we'd like to see, and he can't get a start. He can't get a start. Let alone get a start. He can't even get 90 minutes.
No.
He can't even get 90 minutes when he does start in the games that Ollie wants to start him in. So I think it's a disgrace. And I'm just bored. I'm bored of it. I'm bored of saying like, oh, Donny's not starting. I just said on Twitter, I'm fed up of moaning about it, but I just got to put a line under it and say, Ollie, you didn't even want this kid. I think someone made the call, speaking to Edwin, and thought, yeah, Edwin knew it would be a good place for him to come. Donny put, dream move, brilliant. I can go there, impose myself. And I just think Ollie did not want him at all, because it's evident. If he did, he wouldn't be playing him like this. And it's not good enough to say, yeah, but, in the next 5 games, he might start. I mean, maybe he might, but you still have absolutely ballsed it up from the first 7 games of the season in the league, where we've been shit. If we were playing well, I'd even be like, do you know what? You got to wait your chance, man. This is what competition for place is all about. Everyone's raised their game. They're on guard. Like, fair enough. The players have responded. They haven't. So why is he not playing? Especially when you're going to play Mata on the right, who, look, I'm not dissing Mata completely. You know my thoughts on Mata. I still think that he can play with the more with the cleverer players. I understand that. But like you said, he played poorly the other day in Istanbul. Didn't finish the game, taken off. When Van der Beek was the best player on the pitch when he got taken off. He hasn't been that good since the Newcastle game, Mata, and again, he's been used as a bit part player. So how does he get nod? Especially, it's not like you're playing...
I'm only surprised he hasn't picked Dan James, to be honest.
Oh, and look, Dan James is on the bench, so he's willing to use him there. McTominay, look, I can see why he's done it because of the leg situation, but again, McTominay's been crap. He's been shit. Like, yeah, you can say, what was Matic doing for that Demba Ba goal? But I think that was that weren't just him. He was just left there and was never going to get Demba Ba. That was just a shocking, disgraceful pattern of play from us, organisationally. But Matic, I would have played alongside Fred, because I've got a feeling, and I could be wrong, I've got a feeling that after 10, 15, 20 minutes, McTominay's giving the ball away, getting caught on it, and we're like, well, we need that calming influence. I bet you could look at the substitutions now, right? Who's on the bench? You can look at the substitutions now, right? And you can probably say what the substitutions are going to be. And that is bad, because I'll tell you what, it's almost like, on FIFA where you can organise the sub, so you can do the quick sub, so you can choose who comes on before you even start. That's like what Ollie's doing, because the subs will be predictable. It'll probably be, as the game goes on, it'll probably be Mata off for Pogba, move Bruno to the wing, put Pogba in attacking midfield or something like that, or McTominay off for Matic because he's can't hold his own and he's playing shit. Van der Beek, I bet
to come through here because they're
stuff.
Sorry. So Fred and McTominay are Duracell bunnies, then surely Maguire and Lindelof are bananas in pyjamas. Says Anime. Well, Fred and McTominay are playing to protect those two. This is why we play them. Ollie must have an affair with McTominay's mum. No way he starts over Van der Beek or Matic, says Stephen Mazer. If we lose today, the board will bite. International break, perfect timing for a man. Fresh start after. I love Ollie, but not as our manager, says Dane Grayson. Akil says he's adamantly not playing Van der Beek. This guy's full of arrogance. What is he trying to prove here? We all know he wanted Grealish, but this is not the way. Ollie wanted Grealish and Sancho, got Van der Beek and Cavani. He's thrown his toys out the pram. And from that, Sebastian and Rabo says we might win today, go on a little run again and make everyone think we are good, then drop off again. You know what, mate? You know what? I'll say this right now. I'm happy to say this. Great show again, says Thomas. This team is still better than Ricky's. I will say this right now. I will not get behind this team that he's picked today. I will not. And what I mean by that is, I want Manchester United to win today, of course I do. But I will not today, if that team beats Everton, say, yes, this is the team to go with. Because it's not. It's not. That's the thing that annoys me the most. That team is not a team to get behind. It's not. That team ain't getting top 4. It can beat Everton, and I guarantee it probably will beat Everton. But that team is not good enough to get top 4. It's a game to keep your job with. It's a game to send out the people that your favourites, basically. It's favourites FC. I cannot look at that team and I cannot look at the bench of Pogba, Matic and Donny van der Beek and say that team is better than those players. And as a manager, Flex, to me, it just says I'm incompetent as a manager. I'm so incompetent that I have to bench Donny van der Beek, Nemanja Matic and Paul Pogba, not even put Mason Greenwood on the bench. I'm that incompetent that I have to bench my talented players to play water carriers. Basically, Duracell bunnies. Just run around. McTominay's a basic footballer and Fred's a basic footballer. I like Fred, but he's basic. He'll get the ball and pass it 5 yards. He's not going to do what Pogba's going to do. He's not even going to do what Matic can do, and he's definitely not going to do what Donny van der Beek does. And Juan Mata, get me some bread, get me some, and I'll put it in a toaster because he's toasted. He's done. He's done at this level, and I can't believe. Well, to be honest with you, I think they've got to sack him. It's not my decision. I think they've got to sack him because if I'm Ed Woodward today, he's a glory. Ed Woodward wants the headlines. I'd look at that team if I was Ed Woodward and go, we bought you, Donny van der Beek. You've wasted me 35 million.
Yeah, you're right. It's the sign of a team that is desperate, because really what that is that's Ollie saying, I've got really talented players in areas, but I'm not capable of using them properly. I'm not capable of getting the best out of them. It's a very safe team. It's a team that says, I know the pressure's on here. I really need not to lose. And that in itself is a defeatist attitude. And Ollie speaks so much about he can ride out with the pressure and he's made for it and stuff like that. But the team selections don't help. I just don't get it. I mean, we'll have to see what's happened to Greenwood, where he is. Surely it's got to be an injury. I don't think it'll be more of that. Yeah. Surely it won't be more of that disciplinarian stuff that we saw a few games ago. I think he's past that now, so it's got to be a niggle or something. And another thing that annoys me is actually, I'm going to say this, is that Ollie has his favourites that he won't take off the pitch. Now, Bruno's been fantastic. He really has been fantastic, but he hasn't been playing good for a long time. He hasn't. He is giving the ball away too much. Even if he made a big call and said, look, Van der Beek is a player who can make things happen, who can play forward-thinking passes. I know he's not exactly the same as Van der Beek, as Bruno, but let me just sit Bruno out for this and bring him on. Just something. Let me leave Rashford out and bring in someone else. Like, he doesn't. There's certain players who will literally last the 90 no matter what happens, and it's like there's certain players who are exempt from criticism that and certain players that he won't mind making an example of.
Yeah. And
I just think he goes for the easy targets. It's
basic.
Yeah, he will. It's just basic. Exactly.
I've got a few quotes from Ollie, but let me just read some super chat. Sharaf Kmath Fitness says, I respect you both for this. Jose was under fire for picking his favourites. I'm glad you're not being emotional and being objective. Why are people quiet on Ollie about this? People are just emotional. I think you're right, mate. I think certain ex-players and certain fans, and I've been one of them, there's a massive amount of love and respect for Ollie. But I'm judging him on his coaching now. Our best defensive performance was PSG. Why on earth have we not picked Lindelof and Twansebe since, says Ross Watson. It's like he goes eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and when it lands on the right team, he still picks the wrong one. He's lost his mind, says Lloyd Beardsley. Matic and Fred to his left and Van der Beek to his right. Bruno instead of Mata. I think he should have started with these names, but I've no idea what he's doing, says Yusuf. And hi, Mark. Ollie keeps picking a cup team, except it's not for a cup final. Cup first round. Chelsea was the straw for me. Ollie out, says Genwill. Here are already his quotes, Flex and everybody. Hold on a minute. Super chat here from Odin. He says he uses the players who have supported him and played for him because he knows this is his last match. I don't know about that, but his quotes are this: Victor's Lindelof's back is okay. Hopefully he can last the game. Why are we picking a player when a manager is saying hopefully he can last the game? For fuck's sake. Hopefully Lindelof can last the game, but I've got another centre back. Idiot. Solskjaer, the energy of Scott and Fred after not playing midweek will help us. And on Juan Mata, he showed us many times that we need his brightness and cleverness, and he's been in good form lately. Hopefully we can get him on the ball and let him create chances for the front players. He was absolutely shit on Wednesday night, but he's been in good form lately. I mean, is it time for a change, Flex? Is it really time? I mean, because we'll probably win today.
Yeah, I'm actually in the mode today, which is really weird. Always want the team to win, first and foremost. I never buy into this. I hope we lose so that it means the manager gets sacked. I always want to see the team win. But today, weirdly, I'm in this position where if we win, right, because I don't think if we win, it'll be blowing them out of the water. It won't be that. It will be a tight, cagey win, workmanlike performance. I can't see us winning by blowing them out of the water 3-0, 2-0 comfortable. I just can't see us keeping a clean sheet. But if we win, I'm in the mode of like... It won't make me sort of think we're turning a corner or building confidence, or because I'm at the point now where I've seen it all before. And it will take not even a run. It will take a miraculous turnaround of consistency. I'm talking consistent results, consistent type of football for me to go, he's turning it round. And that is the issue here, because I can't see that for the first time. I'm like, if this continues, he will lose his job. He will lose his
Apparently, Greenwood is disciplinary. I mean, that's
again.
Drawty's messaged me about that, but I don't know whether that's true. If anybody in the live comments knows it's true, can I just say as well? One positive thing is that we are on the road to 900. We're trying to hit 900,000 subscribers today, which would be nice for the channel and the community. So please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, share the video. Let's see if we can do that. But yeah, I mean, look, I don't know where Greenwood is. He's not on the bench. Cavani's on the bench. Dan James is on the bench. I mean, why would you put Dan James on the bench over Mason Greenwood? So I don't know what that's all about. It's just an odd one, isn't it? It really is. And the worst part is positive manager supporting fans like me are dying and being punished. He's losing us with choices like this, says Daniel Luciano. Off topic, but those dementia stats about footballers seem flawed, as back in the 60s and 70s they were using big heavy leather footballs compared to now where the footballs are about a quarter of the weight. It's big man. Yeah, obviously serious topic that, talking about Sir Bobby and the dementia that he's got. And you're right, the footballs they used to head around in those days were very, very different to the ones they do now. But hey Mark, we need to see how good Ollie is today with the subs, says Amit. Yeah, but he shouldn't have to do that. And I go back to what Daniel Luciano said there, and that's where I'm frustrated today. That's why I've lost it a little bit, is because I've publicly backed Solskjaer for a long time since Bruno came in. And my problem with today is that even if we do win, and I think we can win, even though I'm predicting Everton will win, I wouldn't surprise me if we did win. Even if we do win, what am I supposed to do as a United fan with that team on the left? What am I supposed to do? Like, if it wins, he'll pick it again. And the inevitable thing is that won't get us top four. This is why you need football people in that football club, because if you look at that team being selected today and you own the club, or you're higher up than Ollie in that club, I'm on the WhatsApp group going, I think it's time to get Poch in. I mean, look, whatever the result today, that team is not. What is he doing? Like Paul Pogba's on the bench.
It's not sustainable. Like anything we do.
Yeah, it's not sustainable. Exactly.
We've got no sustainability or consistency in anything we do.
Well, it's game 102. It's another different formation, and it's another different team. Like, he bottles it every single game. I've never known a United manager who looks at the opposition and says, "Oh, how can I stop them?" It's Everton.
It's because he doesn't know, Mark. That's why he doesn't know. He's sitting there every game, just how okay, we got an idea of what it should be, but realistically, because of the inconsistencies on the side, we as fans have gone from saying, play this formation, play that formation, play this player, play that player, play. We ain't got a flipping clue. And that's unacceptable after 2 years. That's what I mean. We've gone backwards in that sense, in terms of we all thought we knew what our best team was now. I remember Lord in it saying, well, we know what our best team is now. We've got it sorted. It's Pogba and Fred, let's say, with Bruno in the 10, Martial, Rashford, Greenwood, Lindelof, Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Bissaka, Shaw. That's our best team, 100%. Now we've gone to, what is it? What's our best formation? What's our best subs to bring on?
Well, he did this a lot at Cardiff as well. At the end. It was changing the team all the time.
Yeah, and that shows me a manager who in himself is panicking game by game. And if you're panicking game by game, you've got no chance of, you might get isolated results because one day it works in certain games. You play against a team who just didn't have enough in the tank to get the job done against you or whatever, but it's just not sustainable, man.
No, not at all. A few super chats here from Chris M says, I can't really see Ollie getting something positive out of this game. It's just a shame for such a big club what's happening at the moment. FPL Nelson says, no other top manager would select this team from the bunch of players that we have. CRCL20, Poch sacked in 2023, Nagelsmann sacked in 2026. Who cares if we get Poch? It's a doomed job. Glazers out, Woodward out. We will never win again. And we will lose today. I'm 100% certain of it, says Seth. And you play your best team and play your way into consistency. How can players be consistent if the team selection is inconsistent, says Dane Grayson. And Photo Bullman says, Mark, I totally agree with you, but think about this. Who was on the bench the last months before Jose got sacked? Who's on the bench now? Ollie gets sacked. It's Pogba. He's a rotter. Now, look, I don't disagree with the Pogba thing. You know, does Pogba want to be at this club? I don't know. And PMV Patrick says only result we can get is Ricky style win, solid for 70 minutes, and then the subs come and get it. Yeah. But my issue is that the comment there about picking your best team and playing your way into consistency. My issue is that this is a cowardly team that he's put out there. I don't even. He's on my screen at the moment. I don't want to look. I do not want to look at the guy, and I don't even know what he's saying. I do not want to look at it.
What he's saying here, though.
But I don't. I cannot. I'm so angry. I cannot get into words how angry I am, frustrated I am inside. And it's not because I want Ollie out. I'm not on that. But what I am at is I can't get excited about a team that none of us would pick, and yet our manager of Manchester United Football Club has picked it. I can only repeat what I've said. After lockdown, we went on a great run and we got 3rd place. That was because of Pogba, Matic and Bruno. Every time he brought McTominay on, he was shit. Every time he brought Fred on, he was shit. Every time he brought Mata or James on, they were shit. We're now in a new season. He's starting those players and benching the players that got into top 4 and also benching a new signing. It's like, it's the very definition of a step backwards, because we took a step forward to get into the top 4 and he's took us backwards, and he's smiling away on the bloody screen like he's bloody Rod Stewart. He does my bloody head in. It really does wind me up.
I want to know what he's saying. I want to know what he's saying. I need people to get the quotes up or something. Actually, I could put the subtitles.
If we lose today, I will agree with this. If we lose today, for me, he's got to be sacked, because he sent such a shit team out that's so clueless that he's got. It's one of he's picked such a bad team. It's got to win, otherwise you've got to go, because there's no excuse.
Let's go. It's massive in any football game. He's saying that you don't have to look that far back to find really good results and performances. Arsenal was tight. So each game, every game has their life. Get the first goal, it can change everything. They're human beings. Sometimes you do make mistakes, and of course, that first goal against Istanbul. I don't want to say about that. It's one of the worst goals I've conceded as a manager. Anyway, when you make personal mistakes, that's what cost you. He needs to find the words, Rio, doesn't he? They're talking the thing.
Is, mate. Mr. Dan United says, hope you're both well. I'm predicting a draw from today's. Where would that leave us? Ollie will stay if we get a draw, I think. And you guys have a way better squad, but we've got an identity. I always hope Ollie keeps the job, because I know we can't get to the next level. Most disturbing fact is Everton's midfield is better than ours. Ollie forced me to be Ollie out today, back to Mourinho days. Look, the thing about Ollie is that, us both have been quite supportive of him. And I would say Ollie is a fluke if he wins the game with this team, says Hadrian. And Busternut says he just said it was a quick turnaround, and we will speak about that later, meaning he knows and is readying excuses. Ollie out, our dead manager, says Busternut. And Matthew Paul, James Rodriguez could have a field day with McTominay. Good luck today, says Matthew Paul. Yes. And Mark, everything you say is Ollie out, but then you say I'm not saying Ollie out. Your body language even says Ollie out. Yeah, but George, do you not understand? I was just going to come to that anyway. Do you not understand how confusing it is for people who have backed this manager, and only 2 weeks ago we played Leipzig off the floor, and we are now, I've got total sympathy with myself, obviously, but everybody else who is confused, because we've gone from that high of PSG and Leipzig to utter drivel team selections that make you just go, how can this guy be managing this club? And yet he did get us to 3rd, and he did pick a team that was good and played well against Leipzig. But the frustration for me is he's sacking himself because, and he's losing the fans, Flex. He's definitely losing the fans. I mean, the reaction I've seen this morning, it's just fury. He's sat there smiling because Woodward's probably said, you're safe. You're never safe when you start losing the fans. And he never should be losing the fans, but maybe he needs to look at himself. This is why I'm furious with him.
Look at this goal.
Arrogant.
We're a mess, man. Look at this goal. McPhelan just pointing, saying, has anyone seen Demba Ba there?
Yeah.
Anyone seen him? Anyone know he's there? It's an absolute... It's a shambles. I can't believe it.
Well, that circle they've got there, that still wouldn't be good for Matic, because he's a donkey. He needs to be 10 yards. He needs to be on the halfway line. Matic does. No,
exactly. But even that, like, Matic can't even if he was 1-on-1 with him tight, he's never going to win that race. He's just it's embarrassing. And that just showed that this clip there that Rio's doing epitomizes everything that's wrong with us right now. Everything. From players not taking accountability as seasoned pros, internationals, from coaching staff not having a clue how to have your team so well drilled that could never happen in your team, from inconsistent team selections, shit substitutions, starting the wrong players, and then losing the fans, like you said, because even the most staunch Ollie-in people have gone, what they say is, I love Ollie, I don't want him to lose his job, but now they've got a but. So, you know, it's just, it doesn't look good. And Ollie really needs to, I think it's got to the point where today people won't be fooled if we win. People won't be fooled if we win. And that doesn't normally happen. Normally, when we get a big win or a bounce back win, it's, oh, good. We needed that. Oh, like maybe we can kick on. I honestly feel like if we win today in the manner that I think we'll win, if we do win, oh, man, Jesus. That I think we will win if we do. People will be like, yeah, okay, well, we've done that before. We grinded it out, had a few shots, didn't dominate. It was quite an even game. It could easily have lost if Calvert-Lewin took his chances, or could have been a different game. People won't be sold on it. They won't be sold on it. The only way Ollie can start to turn this round is to get some serious consistency like we've never seen him have before. And I just don't know where that comes from.
Max says, to be honest, I agree with 99% of what you say, but he picked Bruno, Pogba, Matic at the start of the season. They were all shocking. Mate, but they weren't match fit. Like, you can't, you know, the midfield that got us top four was Matic, Bruno and Pogba. It wasn't very good at the start of the season, but none of them were fit, and he's never gone back to it. My friend is saying Mason Mount has world-class character and that United have no players like that. What are your thoughts? Says Alexander B. Well, we're not that desperate. And here we go again. Sonic the Hedgehog concussed to come on and be as useful as a wet breadstick, says Edward Walters. Get Poch in, and every game that passes is points lost. I want to be excited about a game, and Ollie just kills that every single game with these amateur pick my passion merchant crap players. Ollie out, says Chris. Ollie's team choice is frustrating me. McTominay and Fred over Van der Beek. In what way Van der Beek don't deserve to be in the lineup? Really sad, says Varron. And why is Phelan on the sideline where Ollie was, says Alfie. Look, I just think that there's absolutely obviously Martial's back, says PJ Pennington. The thing
That's
is,
a big plus, though.
Yeah, we can win this game. I mean, look, Everton have lost 2 in a row. They're going to be very energetic. If they have a bad day, we can win this game. Of course we can. And I hope that we do. But look, I always look at the bigger picture. There were some quotes from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer last night that were stunning. He was talking about planting seeds and results don't matter because it's about growing trees. Why did we sell Fellaini? You know, it's just his quotes and team selections are, if this was Jose Mourinho, people would be going mad. And that's why I'm being objective about this, because most of my backing of Ollie is about Bruno coming in and the fact that he's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. If he was Jose Mourinho, I know exactly what I would be saying, and I know exactly where I would be. I would be absolutely saying, sack this clown, he's an idiot. I'm not going to go that far with Ollie, but I think that I understand why people are at that stage. He's losing the fans. I know people who are very, very loyal to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and they are saying he hasn't got a bloody clue. He's out of his depth, and that was always the fear. It seems like Ollie's just got 2 or 3 ideas which he recycles without any thoughts. Van der Beek was our best player against Istanbul, and he was sub for 30 minutes prior, says Chinmay. Ollie is a PE teacher and is tactically inconsistent. Time for Poch, says Carson Badley. And please shout out Billy Tamar and Ahmed watching the United stand from Sefton, Sydney, Australia, says Hayder Hammond. Poch in. I mean, I'll just go back on that comment there. I don't like the PE teacher thing. I think it's abusive. I think it's thick. And I think we're better than that as a fan base. He does have tactics. You don't go to PSG and beat them comfortably like we deserve to, or Leipzig and beat them comfortably without tactics. The problem is he doesn't have consistency. And he doesn't have much of an idea. That's not having tactics. He has got tactics because we have proven that we've got tactics and not just parking the bus tactics. But to put a finger on what his problem is, he's just out of his depth. He doesn't play. He's weak. That's what it is. He does have tactics. He just doesn't dare do it most of the time. And that is why today, you know, Scott McTominay, for me, Flex, he doesn't even start for Southampton. And I know they're top of the league at the moment, but they're normally a mid-table type team. He wouldn't get in their team. I don't even know if he'd get on their bench. And yet he consistently starts for Manchester United. And I gave Fellaini a lot of stick because I felt he was never a United player. Fellaini's 10 times better than Scott McTominay.
Yes, he is. Yeah, in terms of his attributes and how he uses them, how he impacts the game, and what effect he can have on the game.
I'll be back in a minute. I'm just going to quickly use it as a toilet break.
Yeah, he is, and that's the problem there. This goes back to what I say a lot of the time, which is how good are the players that we have? Some of them, you know, there are some where 100% they are truly very good players who, under the right guidance, can be very, very good, and there's some that are just surplus, like just always going to be that bit part player, always going to be average. And that right there, you look at that Southampton midfield, who's in it? Romeo, what's his face? Ward-Prowse and players like that. Is Scott McTominay better than them? No. Do you know what I mean? So if you are going to have players of that ilk, like your squad players like we used to have back in the day, your John O'Shea's, your Darren Fletcher's, your G-Sun Parks and stuff like that, they need to be facilitated with a proper manager. Do you know what I mean? Who knows how to use them. And I think Ollie needs the best of the best to be able to do anything. I don't think he can get the best out of players who haven't got the stardust quality. Do you know what I mean? But then saying that, there's an argument that even with the best players, he can't get it right, because we've got Bruno, Martial, Rashford, Pogba, Van der Beek, all top draw players. Greenwood on his way to being a good player. So really, on both sides of the arguments, Ollie fails in a lot of them, and that frustrates me, because I've backed Ollie so long. I've backed him for so long, and do I still want him to get it right? Of course, I would love for him to go on a 15-match winning streak, get us to top of the league. We're in a title race, and then you can go, do you know what? I remember in November when we were on our asses and he turned it round, fair play. But with how it's going, you can't just... I hate these lazy arguments. It's only the board. It's only Ed Woodward. It's not only them. It's not. You've got to hold Ollie accountable for some of the things he's done wrong, because if we void him of all responsibility, what do we have left? Because I know, looking at it now, if we get a different manager in, I think they get a lot more out of what we currently have. We're too stagnant. We're not moving forward. We're barely even moving sideways. Like Mark said, we're actually starting to move backwards a bit.
We've got to have a plan,
most concerning thing.
You've got to have a plan. And I think that's the problem. Wait, you're quite right. I think if we did win today, I'd love us to win 5-0. Not that team. That team can't win 5-0. So if we do win today, it's going to be very much a Jobsworth team, that Chelsea, like Man City last year, where we keep a clean sheet and we nick a result. And that's the thing that's got me angry today, is that this has been going on for 7-8 years, but it's been 2 years under Ollie now, and we finished third last year. We should have progress. We're just doing the same old shit every bloody month, where it's just, can we get a result? Can we grind out a result? I mean, those teams, a lot of those players, they should be on grinder, because they're just grinding. They're grinding results out. That's all they do. They're grinding results out. Mata is a grinder. McTominay is a grinder. Fred is a grinder. We're Manchester United. We can't just go. The reason we never get near titles, and the reason we don't win trophies under Ollie, is because we don't have a vision. Every game is a challenge. It must be such a mental battle for the players, to be fair, because every game, you think about, if you play for Liverpool, you know what your tactics are, and you get into a groove. At Manchester United, you're playing 3 games a week, but after every game, and you play a game, you're tired, and then you go into training, and he's like, right, next game, we're playing this. You're not playing here, you're playing there now. You're constantly changing position, or you're constantly being benched, or you're constantly changing formation. He's always he's the tinker man. He's basically the Norwegian Ranieri, because he just tinkers with the team every week, and we never get any consistency, which is why we get individual good results, and then we don't get consistently good results, because we're always changing it. Always changing it, no consistency, no vision. That's not what a big club does. They find a way of playing, and they stick with it.
Stick to it, exactly. Yeah. They stick to it. Even if your model's good enough, right? Even when it's not going well, all your players can get behind it and go, listen, guys, this is tried and tested. We play this way. Guarantee you we're in a bad moment during the game. All right, we're 1-0 down, or we're 2-1 down, we're 2-0 down. Wherever it is, we're losing or we're drawing, keep at it, because we believe in this system. It works. Do you know what I mean? We will create chances. We will score. And sometimes, it might not happen for you. You can accept that the odd time. But realistically, that's not what we do. We go 1-0 down most of the time and panic. Throw the kitchen sink at it, change this, change that, change everything. Half time, this person needs to come off. At 60th minute, this person needs to come off, this person needs to start. You're just undoing all of the changes that you made at the start because you messed up. And that's the thing. We don't have something that can be relied upon. The players don't believe in it. The coaching staff don't even believe in their own methods, because realistically, if you're a manager, right, Mark, I don't know, you manage your little daughter's team and stuff, and this is a basic level. But whoever it is, if you set up your team right, the way you want to play, right, that means you're saying, I believe in this system. Yes, you want to be adaptable sometimes because the other manager might do something tactically. And if you're a very good manager, sometimes it's like a game of chess and you want to counteract their move. Cool. But by and large, if you've got your system of play, your style of play, by you not backing your own thing shows you're not even confident in it. It shows you don't even believe in yourself. I'd much rather him be a bit more stubborn and go, I believe this is going to work.
Consistency, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong.
I said that to Ricky last night because Ricky had that team with James and Mata and Fred and McTominay. And I was like, look, I'll respect him if he picks it every week. He'll be sacked in no time, but at least he picks it every week. Path says, for some reason, I feel there's more behind Ollie's quotes selections. He has proven last season and time again that he has the capability to select the best team, but there's something more going on behind the scenes. And Robert McCutcheon says, Mark, you say Ollie has tactics, yet you disagree with every team selection Ollie puts out, but that's not tactics, mate. Tactics is how you play the game of football. When people say he's a PE teacher, what they mean is he just sends the players out and says crack on with it. That's not tactics to me. That team he set out today, he's got tactics. I just don't like them. He's going to put two midfielders in front of his donkey centre-backs to protect them, and we're going to try and hit them with pace of Martial and Rashford on the break and the intricacy of Bruno and Mata. That's his tactic. You might not like it, but that's his tactic. So there's a very, very big difference between saying he's got no tactics and not liking team selections. I don't like his tactics, but he's definitely got them, and we will set up tactically today to deprive Everton of space and hit them on the break. That's what our tactics will be. He's a simple-minded coach, says Victor. Flex, you're absolutely spot on. Ollie isn't the club's biggest problem, but that doesn't mean he isn't massively to blame for embarrassing lineup picks, says Tom Lambo. And James says, thank God all this wasn't around in the early Sir Alex Ferguson days. The fans wanted him out too, let alone the backlash Ronaldo got in his early days, says Jamie Philander. Yeah, but Jamie, I think the problem is, and I can combine those last two comments together, is that at the start of the season, when the transfer window closed, everyone, myself included, was like, I'm not going to be Ollie out. I'm going to resist it. I'm going to be Glazers out and Woodward out. And that the same thing happened at the start of last season. And the reason people became Ollie out, and the reason I became Ollie out last season before we got Bruno, is that he does it to himself. If he just picks his best 11 and we don't finish top 4 because we didn't buy the players we needed to, then he would have more support. But what he does is he takes the blame away from Glazers and Woodward by picking these teams that people go, that's idiotic, that's idiotic. And it makes people become Ollie out even though they don't want to be. They want to be Glazers out, they want to be Woodward out, but they become Ollie out because he does it to himself with his own ridiculous team selections and tactics. That's why it's nothing to do with... I remember 1989. I remember the start of Sir Alex Ferguson. Yes, he did become close to the sack, and maybe in the modern day he would have been sacked. But what you're trying to say there, or I believe what you're trying to imply there, is we shouldn't be on Ollie's back because look what happened with Sir Alex Ferguson 31 years ago. Sir Alex Ferguson broke the dominance of Glasgow Rangers and Glasgow Celtic with Aberdeen. Like, he had a track record.
Yeah, exactly. People act like he was a nobody before he come to the club.
He rebuilt the club as well. You know, he put an infrastructure in place. He was a very, very good coach. He managed Scotland at the 1986 World Cup. Like, he was a very good coach. People who start talking about, well, remember the days with Sir Alex. All right, then.
Too easy.
Let's remember the days. Let's remember those days. All right, then. Let's compare Sir Alex to Ollie. The only thing they have in contact is the fact that he used to play for him. Ollie's relegated Cardiff and managed the Norwegian side. It's unprecedented for a manager like that. He didn't even, you can't use that. The reality is we all want Ollie to do well. We all want to back Ollie. But the reality is he's brought this on himself. And that's how I feel about it. Ollie doesn't have a consistent framework, says Final Jason. Klopp came with his style, and at first he was leaking a lot of goals. He fixed the problems and personnel with the style, says Nana. Ollie has to play just Fred or McTominay, 4-4-3, like Fabinho with Donny and Bruno, like Henderson and Wijnaldum, covering the fullbacks. We are so open, says Pete Squire. Morning, guys. Hope you're doing well. Woke up and saw this team. It's like a bad dream. Van der Beek not starting. How, says Vignesh. And you all need to realise that Matic played 90 minutes just 2 days ago. Fred had a rest and Scott is the best. Yeah, but that's a good point by Alawason. But then we can't even justify that, Flex, because yes, Matic played 90 minutes on Wednesday, but so did Juan Mata. We didn't quite play 90 minutes, but Juan Mata played, and he's more dusted than Matic. But Mata starts over Donny van der Beek, who came off after an hour, and he's in his early 20s.
I did the Van der Beek stuff. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. Like, the Van der Beek thing is
man of the match as well. 55% of our fans on the player ratings voted for a player who was subbed off after an hour as man of the match.
This is what I mean. But Mata was poor. I don't care what anyone says. I've seen people saying, "Oh, Flex has got a Bruno agenda." No, I just call it for what it is. Bruno was shit in that game. Matic wasn't very good.
I mean, I must admit, just jump in there. I meant to jump in before. I would never have dropped Bruno for this game. So, different opinions, but Bruno's got to start. So I'm not going to say he's wrong about that.
I just think Bruno needs to. Since we're talking about Bruno, I love Bruno. I think he's a fantastic player. I just think he shouldn't be immune from any criticism. Just have the same energy for players.
The issue is that some people want to drop Bruno for Donny van der Beek because they're idiots. They don't understand that Ajax never played a number 10. He's a right-sided box-to-box player. He plays where Fred plays. He plays where Pogba plays. And Ollie hasn't even figured that out. He actually thinks, I think, that Donny van der Beek
put him as a 10.
Is Bruno's. He can't play Donny and Bruno in the same team.
Yeah,
even though it worked fantastically well on Wednesday and worked in against Newcastle.
Well, remember against Newcastle when Van der Beek started.
He came on at 1-1.
Yeah, he came on. Sorry, and I remember it was Bruno went to the left and Van der Beek was number 10. Like he's shown little signs of when they're on the same on the pitch at the same time. So yeah, so with Bruno, I just think that I was saying this on Instagram Live the other day. Like I think like his shape is a little bit ill-disciplined, but I'm not sure whether it's because, in fairness to Bruno, Ollie could literally be saying to Bruno, Mark, which I think is a problem if he is, and I think it could be this. Bruno, do what you want. You are that good. Go and do what you want.
But he's all over the place, isn't he?
That's what I mean. Like, he'll get frustrated, and don't get me wrong. And I want to talk about this because people will say it's good to have a player who wants the ball, winning mentality, fighting mentality. Yes, I want that, but I want it in a controlled manner. So what happens is like against Arsenal when he was playing at the 10 in the diamond, he was getting frustrated, he wasn't getting the ball. Then he was in McTominay's position, so he vacated the 10. Then when he goes and presses, he presses by himself. Now, it's the eagerness to win it back, and it's the eagerness to be hungry for the ball, and I love that. I get it, but it's got to be along with everyone else or it doesn't work. So I don't know whether it's Bruno going, these lot of shit, man, I just want the ball, like, I can't be doing this, which is hurting us, or whether it's Ollie hurting us going, Bruno, don't worry, mate. Go and do what you do. You know those managers where the player's so good, like on Sunday League, just give it to so and so. Just do what you want, man. Just do what you need to do. I think there's a bit of that going on with Bruno, and I think that hurts us more than we think. And also with Bruno, I just don't want him to try the complete final article pass every time he gets it. That's all I'm saying. That's all. That's my only criticism.
Spencer Rose says Ollie didn't want Donny, he wanted Grealish, that's why he's not picking him. If we bought Sancho, he wouldn't be on the bench. While Mata plays wide right, hate to say it, but Ollie's got to go. I mean, to be honest, that's a very dangerous thing to do as well, because it's sort of saying to the board, I'm not going to use the player you bought me, and the board are the ones who can sack him. Give it to Poch, Pogba, Bruno, Donny, Martial, Rashford, Greenwood, Fred, Cavani. What could Poch do with that? Says Hayder Hammond. You've aggressively criticised Ollie many times, but barely criticised players like Pogba who have been a disgrace to the badge. Get a grip and back Ollie, says Uwal Cantona. And in my opinion, a good manager adapts the players he has to the system he wants to play. Ollie's adapting his system to the players he has, unfortunately, says Shady. And it's 5 a.m. here, and I can't believe I woke up just to see Donny on the bench. Another awful team selection, but not surprising, says Nikki Miz. Please subscribe if you're new, by the way. We're only 1,500 away from 900,000. And whatever United do today, we can hit 900,000 subscribers on the channel. So please subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. And if you have subscribed, please click the share button. Let's see if we can hit 900k today and get something out of it. Where's all the confidence from Leipzig, says AM? Well, it sort of zaps out of you when you see that team, because it's the same old problem again. You can only make 3 substitutions in the Premier League. You feel that Cavani's going to come on at some point. If Tuanzebe, Lindelof's injured, Ollie's even said before this game, hopefully he can last the game. So that might be another sub. So you can't get Matic and Bruno, not Matic and Donny and Pogba all on. Because
wait, listen to this as well, Mark. Yeah, another thing that's, I don't know what you feel, but Calvert-Lewin. Yeah, think about this: Lindelof with a dodgy back, even Lindelof on a normal day.
And he's
let's say Lindelof with a dodgy back, Maguire just with Maguire. We've seen it last year. Calvert-Lewin is a handful. He's quick, he's strong, he's good in the air, and he puts you under pressure. And I'm very interested to see how they deal with him, because anything aerially, we've seen what we've been like organisationally. When Saka had, it's just a joke.
Every manager has his own style of play, says Bobby, and every player is different. So whatever comes in the world would want certain players, and we all know that this board won't deliver. Poch doesn't have a magic wand. Look, let's not talk about Pochettino. I almost feel like the being realistic, we all love Ollie because of the romance of 99, but he doesn't have any pedigree, so it's Clarkey. I love Clarkey. He's always very spot on in what he says. But let's not make this about Ollie out and Poch in. Let's not talk about that. Welcome to the Members Club, Karen Heaton. Remember, you can do that by clicking the join button. For me, it's not even about Ollie in or Poch in or Ollie out. What it is about today is waking up for a game against Everton and being excited, and then seeing a team like that and being and look, Ollie could be our manager for the next 2 years. It's not about I'm angry because I want Poch in. It's not. I'm watching Manchester United play Everton. This is always one of my favourite games of the year at Goodison Park. It's a shame there's no fans. And
this could be Pete.
He's not picked the team that anywhere near I want to get behind, and that's what's frustrating me. And I'm like, when is he going to do that? Like, we're how many games into the season now? When is he going to start picking the team that we want to see? Because ultimately, we're here to be entertained. You know, that's why we buy the shirts. That's why we love the club. We're here to be entertained by the club that we love. And I just think that he's sending a team out. Tony Pulis would pick that team. It's just defensive and hit on the break.
Yeah. I don't know if it's because I'm in a negative mind frame, yeah. And some fans might go, "Oh, Flex, just bring it up, man. Stop being negative." When I just looked at the players there, you know, when the camera just pans across, I'm just looking at their team and I'm looking at ours. And yeah, okay, you look at the top end of our pitch, you know, Rashford, Martial, Fernandes, let's say. But other than that, I don't know. It's kind of fair game. Fair game. Sigurdsson, Alan, Decore is a good midfield. Fred and McTominay, are they miles better than Sigurdsson, Alan and Decore? No. Look at the back fours. I don't see loads in it. And maybe I'm being a bit of a pessimist, but I just look at it and just think,
well, they're a good team.
Right, exactly. At least Pickford's starting. Hopefully he does something stupid.
But the thing is, I usually don't say this as HDD, but I hope we lose. I can't stand seeing this team. He's clueless. He's lost. I think there'll be a few people like that. There will be a few people like that. Seeing Maguire lead the team out reminds me of George leading Lenny down to the river and of mice and men, says Joshua Bellwater. And you fools will need to release a single. That's the only way you get near top 4 before Christmas, says Lewis Andrews. You know what I do hope? And I want Manchester United to win. You know, that's never in doubt for me. I want Manchester United to win, of course. But I do hope that Everton play well. If we're going to win this game, I want Everton to play well, and I want us to have played well. I don't want us I want us to win, of course I do, but I don't I want Everton to be playing 100 mile an hour. I don't want to come out of this game and go, well, we won that because Everton were shit. I want us actually to win it merit, and then, you know, I want to be silenced. But unfortunately, Flex, I think you've hit the nail on the head a few times. I think that regardless if we win today, people will see through it.
Yeah, because the time we could be completely wrong about this, but I feel that we'll be right. The way we will win, if we win, won't be a mad result. I don't see it blowing Everton out the water. I just can't see it unless Everton really are uncharacteristically bad. You know, he wants a.
They've lost 2 in a row, haven't they? So
exactly, they've lost 2 in a row. Ancelotti will want a response from his team, and maybe, you know, on a positive side, we've got a chance to inflict some damage on them. Everyone talking about them top of the league and they're this and they're that, and they're amazing and Ancelotti's amazing. You know, there is a little element of actually, if we can get it right, hold that, Everton. You've got 3 defeats in the league in a row, mate. Do you know what I mean? So there is that side of it, but I think we've just got to think about ourselves. And what we know about ourselves is that we just don't look at it at the moment. And I can't see how this Everton side doesn't put in a good performance at least. So we've got to be really good to win, I think.
Okay, mate. Well, we'll get you on at half time and let's see how we go.
Cool. All right, nice one.
Cheers, pal. Speak to you in a bit.
Cheers.
You can follow Flex on Twitter at FlexUTD. We are about to kick off. Big game, of course. Let me get back to the screen. And look, Harry Maguire's best game for Manchester United was Everton away last season. So there are potential positives, of course. But look, it's just a very, very confusing situation for Manchester United at the moment, and I just hope that we can get it. Can get a result, but we're going to have to start quick because I think Everton will start quick. Get your score predictions in, links in the video description, and we're up and running. It's a quick start by United there. They tried to start a little bit too quick, actually. The clock, I'll have to get back. me just stop. Start. Okay. Right, we're up and running. Please subscribe if you're new, by the way. I'll just give that a shout out now. We're trying to get up to 900,000 today. If you're new to the United Stand, we're live for every match all the way through till full time. Then we've got the match reaction where we do the player ratings that you can vote through the website and obviously talk about the game. Then we've got the fan reaction show for an hour with Flex, KG and guests. You can get involved in that. Fan cams with Ricky. And obviously we're live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 a.m. Loads and loads of chat, always live and interactive. So subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. Let's see if we can get 900,000 subscribers today. Steady start here. Just getting an idea of the United lineup, and it is what we've got on the screen there. Mata to the right, Rashford to the left. Bruno pushing forward with Martial, and obviously Everton playing their sort of 4-3-3. That's going to be a very interesting game. Very, very interesting game indeed. United have to play with a lot of energy. Well in by Luke Shaw, Fred. And it's the thing, when the whistle blows, you know, you're instantly, well, I don't know how you lot feel, but when the whistle blows, that feeling of frustration instantly disappears as you focus in on that thing that you're ingrained on for years and years, which is Manchester United playing football and that need and desire for Manchester United to win. I'm nervous. I feel a bit cold, actually. I do feel a bit cold. Oh, headed back by Lindelof there. As you can see, actually, I forgot to say this because it's been such an intense game. As you can see, I'm wearing my 5 Cantonars top. I've not gone mad. I feel in a festive mood, but also it's just for all our worldwide viewers as well. Last year, a few people wanted the jumper, but it took 3 weeks to get delivered. So a lot of them were getting it in like December the 10th and they didn't get it in time. So you can order it. The link is in the video description. We do ship them worldwide, and obviously with furlough and COVID at the moment, if you want to get yours ordered and get it for Christmas or in time for Christmas or plenty of time for Christmas, you can order them. Links in the video description for that. But United on the attack here. And not a bad start from Manchester United. Not a bad start from Manchester United. It's doing okay at the moment. Certainly United have had more of the ball. Let me just go back to the team screen for you there. Here's Rashford on the left. Good tackle. Everton just seem to be feeling their way into the game at the moment, i.e. United have started off better. I mean, the one thing I would say about this is the shape looks a little bit better. We're pressing high at the pick. I like the attacking formation, lots of quality. There should be opportunities. Come on, boys, says King. And Jonathan Farr says, how are you, mate? I'm okay. I'm just... I think you know what? It's always a bit dangerous when you go in on a team selection anyway, because there's been many a time before that we've moaned about the team and then, you know, they actually go out and put a performance. And many of us have said this, and we said it last night. What would you be genuinely that surprised if this team goes and wins today? No, you wouldn't, because, suddenly, you know what sharpens the minds? You're going to get the sack. And it's funny how Ollie and Carrick and everybody are all stood up now because, you know, suddenly their job might be on the line, as Sophie says. You know, welcome to the Members Club status, Papadukis. Thank you very much for that. You can do that by clicking the join button. Nice little bit of play here between Martial and Mata and Wan-Bissaka. But United have started off quite well. Got to be honest, they've started off all right. The timer's above the Everton name. It probably just doesn't stand out too much, but it's near my finger there. Here's Rashford. Loses the ball. Everton not started off particularly well. They're looking a bit slouchy, which is funny because United obviously played on Wednesday. There we go. Sideways McTominay into Maguire. Luke Shaw hits Rashford with the cross. Also, we are sponsored by Flick for the watch along today. All you need to do is download it. The link is in the video description. We are giving away a Manchester United shirt to anybody off our... Not everybody. We are giving away a Manchester United shirt to somebody off the Flick app. It's our new United Stand community on an app. There's chat on there. There's polls on there. Prediction game on there. Quizzes on there. The chats are really good. Like, there's general Man United chat, transfer chat, Champions League chat, Ollie chat. People just typing away, a bit like you do on a WhatsApp group, actually, but it's all on an app. It's free. As I said, the link's in the video description. And also, we're going to be giving away a Manchester United shirt to one of our Flick app members. So download it, links in the video description. More importantly, just get involved in it, because it's, as I say, it's free, and it's 24/7 chat about Manchester United, and lots of things to get involved. Manchester United in this first 5 minutes have done what they used to do under Ollie after lockdown, where we sort of press for 6 minutes. Let's see if it lasts longer than 6 minutes. But here's Everton on the attack with Bernard. He might have a shot. It's the bar! It was offside anyway. Offside. Bernard had a sort of curling shot and it flicked off Calvert-Lewin's head, but he was offside and it hit the bar. I'm ready to forgive Ollie for everything else, but I simply cannot get my head around his obsession with McTominay. He's just not good enough, and it's so irritating. And that is from Tejas. Danny, thank you. No, it didn't hit the bar. It hit that back post. But United are definitely pushing men forward. You've obviously got Rashford, Bruno, Mata and Martial as the front four pushing forward high. And then you've just got Fred and McTominay who are sitting in front of the back four. So it's like a defensive... There's going to be a lot of space between the Everton back four and our back four if Everton can bypass our front press. How long we can press for is going to be the interesting thing. If we win today's on Ollie, how you bounce back that matters. Beak will get the spot soon. He was bad against Arsenal, says Chelsea. Did Van der Beek even start against Arsenal? Fed up of seeing... Van der Beek didn't start against Arsenal, did he? It was McTominay and Fred and Pogba and Bruno, so he didn't even start. Fed up of seeing Rashford just running around aimlessly at full pace and getting blocked by a defender every time. No creation from their left-hand side, says Prane. I actually do think that Marcus Rashford is a subject in a better team to discuss. I just think he goes under the radar because there's so many other problems. I'm worried about the right-hand side. McTominay gets dragged following the ball, leaving Mata. Hold on a minute. Everton on the attack here. Decore out to Digne. That's from Joshua Bowater, wondering about the right-hand side, and we've got a corner here. Digne will exploit Mata. Exactly. Where's the lamb sauce, says Daniel Brady. And Mark, count how many passes McTominay plays sideways and backwards. 4 from 5 so far. Not an United player. He plays with fierce, is the mystery man. So it's a corner to Everton here with Sigurdsson. Now, Harry Maguire played fantastically well. He absolutely headed everything away at Goodison Park last year. And we've got rid of that. It's Bruno. Well, Digne is already exploiting Mata. And what worries me about this is, what's your score prediction, sustains me? What worries me about this is, I remember, and I always reference this, the start of the season under Mourinho, I think we played Leicester and Chilwell at Old Trafford. We won the game, but Chilwell absolutely annihilated Mata, and I said Mata's done. That was over 2 years ago. And yet here we are 2 years later, still using Mata as a right winger. One, he's never been a right winger, and two, he's not quick enough or got the energy to be a right winger. So... But Everton seem to have weathered the storm in the first 7 minutes here. We started off with a good press, but they are exploiting that right hand side. Look, Digne's gone again. He's just not following him. Good interception by Luke Shaw. Oh, it's too easy. Little dink, and they've still got it in the box with Bernard. Into Digne. He shouldn't be allowed to do that. He's skipping past. He's got to sort that out. Digne he's having Mata on toast at the moment. That's another good... Whoever headed that away from United, I don't know who it was, but Digne again whipping in a lovely cross. And they're just exploiting Mata time and time again. Our energy lasts for just 8 minutes, says Amit. Well, it's the 6-minute press. It's like the 6-minute abs. I think there's a difference. I think there's a clear difference between Lindelof and Maguire now. That was a great header, and if Victor can do it, we don't need Harry really, says Salam Ahmed. I mean, look, you know what? Lindelof has been better than Maguire this season. Steady start from United, but I think the next 10 minutes are key in this game because Everton have started to just get a foot on the ball and their passing has been a little bit better. I said this on... what day did I say this, though? I said this on Thursday, didn't I? That the interesting thing is, you've got to take into account what the players feel. And, if the players know that a change can get rid of this manager, then they might do it. Zero pressing from United now, says Sabashia. And we need someone who can cross the ball, says Tony Karan. What's going on with this? Well, we haven't got any wingers, have we? That's the problem. And United, I dread to say it, after a good 6 minutes of energy, feel like they're settling in. Thought Digne was suspended, says James Bricknell. Yeah, he got it rescinded down to 1 game, didn't he? Well in by Luke Shaw there. I am zoomed in, I know. I'm zoomed, Bridge. I can zoom in and I can zoom out. I can zoom in and I can zoom out. Tellez is not on the bench. Greenwood is not on the bench either. Ollie's smiling. Okay, 12 minutes gone. We're 200 subscribers away from 899,000. So please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Trying to get to 900k today. Get something out of the day. Hopefully get 3 points as well. I don't know why Ollie's smiling. He's just enjoying it. That's what he said, isn't it, in his press conference? I want the lads to go out and enjoy themselves. They seem uninterested, just monitoring the game like the board in the transfer window, says Mark Whitten. And I'm McTominay. I'm done. McTominay and Mata. Ollie has officially lost the plot, says Paul Banks. And you've got to remember, Ollie wanted to play Sancho instead of Mata the entire season. We must not forget the real enemy, the Glazers, says Balu. What a ball that was by Rodriguez. Probably got it about a metre too high, but Lindelof bringing it out. I think Ollie wants the sack with this midfield, says Sean Atwood. Well, look at them 4 players there. McTominay, Fred, Maguire and Lindelof. They're basically 4 players where a decent club would use 2. McTominay and Fred do the job that Fabinho or Kante would do on their own. And Maguire and Lindelof are basically 1 centre-back. What we need is a top-class centre-back and a top-class CDM. And you'd never have to play Maguire, Lindelof, Fred and McTominay. They're 4 players doing 2 good players' jobs. And that's why we struggle. Because we use players. We're using players that, as I said, I don't think Southampton would use. Poor pass by Mata there. Wins it back. Well done, Luke Shaw into Fred. There's Bruno. Thanks for the contribution, Jamie Keogh. I'm cold today. I might have to put the heating on. You need United to warm me up. And Bruno goes for a shot. And wins a corner. Come on, Harry. Get in box, Harry. Get in box. I think Bruno hit one of those last year, didn't he? And Pickford, it bounced up in front of him and Martial scored. Do you think 10 years from there will be room on the pitch for Zidane, Ozil, Berbatov type? Feels like everyone has to track back nowadays, says Salim Hamed. Yeah, well, football goes in revolute, well, whatever the word is. Headed away. Martial! Oh, he should have scored. Should have scored. I'd love to know the stats on how many passes Maguire, Lindelof, Fred and McTominay pass it between themselves, says Sean Negative Turner. A lot. But he was onside, Martial, as well. Got to score. He's got to score that. Got to score that for me. Onside. Harry Kane scores that. Bruno, Rashford. Give it to Bruno. Hit it. Oh, blocked. We're swarming. Onto the roof of the net from Rashford. Half a chance there. I like this camera angle. Bruno shoots, blocked. And then Rashford does some spinny shot, which was never going to go in. But yeah, Martial should have scored there. Best chance of the game. Very good chance. And don't know what's going on now. I'd love to, the more I watch Luke Shaw, the more I want him to stay playing. Even when Telles comes back, I'd happily move him to left centre-back. He's so composed. To Shaken. And McSauce only passes backwards or sideways, says the mystery man. Oh, bloody hell. United messing about at the back here. Hopefully we'll sort it out. Lovely ball in. And it's a goal kick. I don't know what United were doing there. Lindelof and De Gea. Well, De Gea just about got away with it. But we can't afford those mistakes. That happened at Goodison last year. Why is Greenwood not in the squad? So frustrating that he's leaving first team is on the bench as well, says Aqua. I don't really know why Greenwood's not on the bench. There is talk of disciplinary. He might just have been dropped. At the end of the day. McTominay can't go sideways. He's in all sorts of trouble because he can't go sideways. He can now. He's happy again. Apparently Greenwood is injured, says Sean Gould. He got a knock, says Yassin. There you go. So yeah, that's what's happening there. If Woodward wasn't handsome, he'd bring nothing to the club. Bruno's finished. Replace him with Van der Beek and McTominay, says Aliko. All right. Don't need to say silly things. Hey, Mark, I don't want Ollie to be sacked, says StarAx12. Well, you're not. I don't think you're in the minority by a long way. I mean, I've got to be honest. I don't really know what I want. I'm just very frustrated with the team that he's picked today. Because I don't. And as I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we win today. But that team there hasn't got a future. It's not going to get us top 4. So, we beat Everton with that team. Great. I'm so happy. Oh, shit! Absolutely shit! We're not going to beat Everton. Bernard has scored for Everton. It's 1-0, and you've got to look at somebody here. Somebody help me. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer turns his back with a wry grin. He's the team, Manchester United under Solskjaer. We're folding quicker than Superman on laundry day at the moment, and it's Bernard. So it's just a long ball from the back, Pickford. Who's winning that first ball? Oh, look at Harry Maguire. I'm the spare man again. Cretin. Absolute cretin. I said this on Wednesday. Harry Maguire, look. I'm the spare man. I'm the sweeper. You're 6'10". Why is Lindelof going to win headers against Calvert-Lewin? I tell you what, I hate being right. Bernard whacks it through the legs of Wan-Bissaka. There's not a lot De Gea can do. But that is exactly what I spoke about against Istanbul. What a load of bullshit. What a load of crap. Why is Harry Maguire always the spare man? He's massive. It's always Lindelof or Twansebi who has to mark the striker. And Harry Maguire and his self-imposed I'm Harry Beckenbauer bullshit. You've got no passing range. You've got no vision. You've got no pace. You're an old-fashioned bully centre-back. Mark the bloody striker. Harry Maguire lets Lindelof mark Calvert-Lewin. The ball's in the air. He's got to go and win that. What's the tactics? What's the idea? I'm fed up of it. People say fans don't know football. We spoke about this on Wednesday. He's doing it again right now. Lindelof's marking Calvert-Lewin. Harry Maguire, we spent £80 million on him so he can pretend to be a Poundland Franz Beckenbauer. That's it. He's got to be the man. Calvert-Lewin is dominating Lindelof because Lindelof's not very good in the air. Harry Maguire is. We're letting Harry Maguire do Lindelof's job, and Harry Maguire should be going and winning the bloody ball like he did just then. Mark Calvert-Lewin, win the ball. It's so basic. Bada bing. I'm saying I shouldn't have to do this. You shouldn't have to do this. We're fans. We're meant to sit and watch and enjoy it. We're fans. We shouldn't be picking out faults like that. And it's been going on for months. Harry Maguire is always the spare man. His attribute is winning the ball in the air. When the ball's in the air, he goes and wins it. Again! Another long ball. Calvert-Lewin, Lindelof. Maguire's 20 yards away. What are we doing? This is basics. Bloody basics. We've just conceded a goal because of it, and it happened again. Oh, mate. I can't believe it. I cannot believe how basic we are. Chill, cigar and Goldbridge meltdown, says Zayn Miassi. Ollie is in deep hole because of the board, but he digs himself deeper by his team selection. Just say to Harry Maguire, and also let's not forget, he's the captain of the team as well. You shout at Harry Maguire and you say, when the ball's in the air, you go and win it. You attach yourself to their big striker. Useless. Absolute useless. We're not winning. We literally don't need two holding midfielders now. Take McTominay off for Donny, otherwise this will be a cricket score, says Sean Negative Turner. And Pickford has the sun in his eyes, should be shooting on sight, says Jake Pennington. Here's Rashford. Come on, bit of individualism. Wow, what was that? I thought it was in because Pickford didn't move. You've got Scott McTominay in the team. Oh, it's a good pass by McTominay, that is, to Rashford actually. But McTominay's big. We literally don't need two holding midfield. Yeah, we've done that from Sean. Bill Dad says it's a Maguire agenda. No, it's called knowing football, mate. It's called understanding football. And we actually, if you watch this channel, we've been talking about this for a while, but we specifically spoke about it against Istanbul, and there wasn't a goal because of it. But we were just having a chat during the game, and we were saying how it's funny how Maguire is always the spare man. He's always the spare man. It's Twan Sebi who has to mark the striker, or it's Lindelof who has to mark the striker. We're playing Everton. We're playing Istanbul. Demba Ba, Calvert-Lewin, they're big players. Harry Maguire, if I said to you what sort of centre-back is Harry Maguire, you'd probably say crap. But in honesty, when you actually... Get in! Rashford! Bruno, sorry! It's Bruno to make it 1-1. And it's Luke Shaw with the assist. Get in! Shut up! Sit down! Sit down! Luke Shaw with 2 assists in 2 games. And Bruno's the man with the header. Urgh! Get in! Get in! Bloody shut up! Shut up! Where's your bloody Luke Shaw hate now? It's the brilliant thing about this goal is it's Luke Shaw. And it's Bruno's header. Lovely play. Luke Shaw with the assist. Where's all your bloody Luke Shaw haters now? Come on. Come on. We needed that. We needed that back quick. Very, very quick. foul there by Luke Shaw. We just need to get asked. Luke Shaw's been fantastic, says Capone. Luke Shaw has been fantastic. But look, let's talk about it now in the calmness of it being 1-1. It's not about losing your shit because we go 1-0 down. We were talking about this against Istanbul. Harry Maguire, if I said to you what sort of centre-back is Harry Maguire, you would say he's a man-marking, physical, good-in-the-air centre-back. So riddle me this. Why does an £80 million aerially dominant, physical centre-back not mark their striker when a long ball comes up? And it happens every game. He's the spare man. He's not that sort of centre-back, but he's always the spare man. You stick Lindelof on Calvert-Lewin, who's going to win the headers? You stick Lindelof on or Twan Sebi. He should be marking their main striker. It's just poor tactics. But it's always better to be 1-0 down and come back to 1-1. Oh, we're on a right roll here. Mata, whip it in. They're all waiting. Pickford's got it. Shows you what happens when there's competition for places. Can't remember the last time Shaw got an assist before Tellers turned up, says Jordan James. And I said at the start, Lindelof's on the striker and Maguire's hiding again, says Bogdan. Well, look, we conceded a goal because of that. We've got to stop it. They're going to hit long balls up to Calvert-Lewin. In fact, I think he might do it again in a minute. Maguire's got to attach himself to Calvert-Lewin because he's actually very good in the air. Mark, I'm surprised you would pick Tellez over Shaw when he's available. Shaw is so underrated, says Jack Pennington. And Harry Maguire is absolutely trash, says Tejaz. He never marks the striker. It's always Lindelof. I like Luke Shaw. Oh, here we go again. Digne into the box. He's at the post. Bang! Mata's got to track Digne. He's unmarked. He's got to track him. That is going to be that is a goal in the making, that is. Please subscribe if you're new, by the way. We've got over 50,000 watching, but we're trying to get to 900k today. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. This is going to be an interesting game. We're 20 subs away from 899,000. Here's Martial. He's got a 3v2. He gets it out to Rashford. Oh, come on, Rashi. Better than that. I'll tell you what, though. What I will say is, bad team selection or not, it's a bloody good game for a 12:30 kickoff. I'm enjoying it. He's going to go long now. Watch. Who's marking Calvert-Lewin? Well, he's come over to Wan-Bissaka. Well, he's a lovely player, Calvert-Lewin, you know. Bernard up against... Oh, he's past him. Oh, good tackle, Fred. Skipped past Lindelof there. Bernard, he's having a good game, he is. He's normally a bench player for them. Look at that, though. Calvert-Lewin didn't even get a tackle on him there from Wan-Bissaka. Hi, Mark. I think it's a disgrace that we're not playing Donny. I saw him play many times for Ajax and was one of their best players, says David Humphrey. Raid the Bundesliga, Mark. Up Meccano for centre-back, then Zakaria or Lamar at CDM. Get sideways McTominay and Pratt Maguire out of the club, says Michael Pedley. And where can I get a bracelet like yours, says Forever PVM. It's just a neck chain that I wrapped a couple of times around my wrist. You can get a 5 Cantonars jumper. Links in the video description for that if you want it for Christmas. We do ship worldwide, but I'm wearing it today a little bit early so that you lot can get your orders in early, because obviously with COVID and all that lot, we just don't know what impact it's going to have. Oh, Bruno nearly slipping in Martial. United looking like they might score, and he's given a free kick there. United looking like the better team at the moment. I've just been told I don't know football, so let me just read this comment for you. Driller says, you don't know football. How can Maguire follow Calvert-Lewin when Calvert-Lewin is trying to man-mark Lindelof? If Maguire tries to follow him, there will be space, says Driller. It's called man-marking, mate, basically. That's what it's called. Because if he doesn't follow him, then they win the ball. And also, we've got 2 centre-backs. So if Calvert-Lewin wants to be marked by 2 centre-backs, so bloody what? Mark, Bruno play striker better than Martial. Get him off and put on Donny in the team. We'll definitely win 100%, says Ashado. Scholes-ish. It was a Scholes-esque sort of header. McTominay just jogs and watches. Digne and Bernard skip past yards past McTominay, says KA. Ooh, interesting. And on 65 minutes, I bet he subs Fred off for Donny and McSideways plays the full 90. His subs are so predictable, says Mark Whitten. I've actually got Bruno and McTominay in my fantasy Premier League team. I don't really care. I just want Manchester United to win, but just to let you know. If Ollie got sacked, would Maguire still be captain? Probably. Anyway, enough of that. We could actually win this game. Oh, McTominay, he's found another pass out there. He's found his passing range suddenly, McTominay, to be fair. That's 2 passes to Rashford he's played. Luke Shaw into Bruno. Nice little bit of play. United have actually knocked the ball around quite well here. Good goal from United as well, whereas I think the Everton goal was preventable. That's a good ball by Fred. Into Rashford. Into Bruno. That's got to be a goal. It is a goal! 2-1. Lovely play. Bruno with the assist. And I tell you what, Ollie has a wry smile on his face now, but it is Bruno the magician. And all those people who were saying, let's drop Bruno. Let's drop Bruno. Idiots. Sit down. I'm telling you. I had people on my case on Wednesday night telling me Bruno needs to be dropped. Drop Bruno Fernandes. What a load of crap. What an absolute load of rubbish. Absolutely superb by Bruno Fernandes. And this is why we finished 3rd in the league. And this is why Ollie Gunnar Solskjaer... I said this last night. Bruno's the man to keep Ollie in the job. Look at the title of the video last night. Bruno to keep Ollie in a job. And it's absolutely spot on again. He is the difference. Anybody. Bruno conductor again. And some wanted him to be dropped. I think Ricky wanted him to be dropped as well, actually. We'll have a word with him tomorrow night. Actually, I might do the fan cam with him now. United leading 2-1. And to be honest with you, totally deserve to be winning 2-1 here. Bruno has arrived. A goal and an assist. Rashford with the goal. Credit to Luke Shaw for the overlap again. It did take away the defender. Wan-Bissaka's been terrible. Need to be taken off, says Joshim. And if Maguire marks Calvert-Lewin, then Lindelof covers the space. Simple, says Jake Pennington. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. 7:30 a.m. kickoff stateside. So good morning to all. I can't believe Van der Beek doesn't start this game, says Racehorse Red. And imagine where this team would, where it would be without Bruno, says Anthony Jury. Exactly. And Rashford didn't touch it. Oh, Rashford didn't touch it. It's Bruno's goal. Oh, I thought Rashford flicked it. Two for Bruno then. Rashford gets the assist, I think. That's a good tackle by Wan-Bissaka. I tell you what I would say though, just to not sympathise really. Here it is, the cross. I bet he closed his eyes. That's typical. Rashford doesn't touch that. No way. Doesn't get anything on it. That's definitely Bruno's goal. 2 goals for Bruno then. Says Jake Pennington. It's Bruno's goal. Rashford probably doing his normal trick of closing his eyes on a header. But 2-1 to Manchester United is the main thing. What I would say is, though, and I did warn about this, and many of you warned about it as well. Wouldn't you be surprised if United turned up and won today? Why can't we play like this consistently? Why is it always the same? A manager nearly gets sacked and suddenly we turn up. Specifically, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Fridge, Maguire to letting in equaliser, then blame Lindelof. That defence scares me every time Everton attacks, says Baloo. And Freddie's playing well. He's gluing the team together by always wanting the ball and playing forward passes, says Pumpkin Spiced Latte. Well, I think we need to score a third goal while we're on top, because 2-1's a dangerous score, as we know. And 10 minutes to half-time, Everton will obviously not want to lose 3 games in a row. And at the moment, we're on top. So let's get the third goal. Yeah, both goals for Bruno, 2-1. Amazes. I tell you what, though, it absolutely amazes me. On Wednesday night, there was people saying, drop Bruno, he's trash. There are people in our fan base who just don't like Bruno. And it amazes me, because if we didn't have Bruno Fernandes, we wouldn't be third in the league. We wouldn't have finished third in the league. He's absolutely essential to anything this team is going to do. And he's won the ball off James Rodriguez. Oh, Martial. Oh, he should have scored. I think he was offside. Maybe he wasn't, but it would have been another assist for Bruno. Wins the ball off James Rodriguez. Plays Martial in. I think he was just offside. Well, he was offside. You can tell by the line. But Bruno's just been exquisite today. Absolutely fantastic. Super performance from Bruno Fernandes. He's the fire starter. You can't start a fire without a spark. And Bruno Fernandes is just absolutely essential to this team. There we go. Sideways McTominay again. Coward. Play the fucking ball forward. The centre-backs shouldn't have the responsibility of playing the ball forward because the midfielder doesn't have the balls to do it. He's done it a couple of times this game. Do it more. We miss Agallo, says Robert McCormack. We definitely don't. How the hell does Greenwood not make the bench, says Forever PVM. Apparently he's had a knock. And many say Telev's arrival made Shaw cross more, but none know that Rashi and Martial can't head much. Cavani can convert many such qualities, says Darshan Singhvi. Oh, that's a good ball into Coleman. Well played, Lindelof. Bloody hell, Bruno, Pogba and Donny need to be starting in the midfield together. Let's let the boys play, coach, says Hader Hammond. And happy to be ahead, but everyone complaining about Shaw assist rate. That is the quality of heading in our front line that he's been trying to feed Bruno, says Jeremy Keller. Well, a lot of people talking about Van der Beek not starting. I suppose at the moment it's totally irrelevant because we're winning the game. How are you and Flex's world-class managerial skills picking Van der Beek coming through? Don't call our manager idiotic, says Sia. Mate, shut up. You know, you sort of people just disgust me. Like, oh, we played absolutely trash, and the treatment of Donny van der Beek has been appalling. And just because we're winning a game 2-1 because of Bruno Fernandes, anybody who said that Ollie's an idiot for not picking Donny is suddenly wrong. Okay, mate. Are we just going to live in the minute then? Because I guarantee you there's going to be minutes in the future where Ollie makes himself look a prat again. Like maybe Wednesday night or last Sunday when Donny didn't play or when he took Donny off on Wednesday. You know, you can't... People like that, you just make me sick. It's Ollie's job to coach the defence. Our lack of structure at the back is very obvious. We're too dependent on individual brilliance. Love from India, says Awaz. Spot on. It is individual brilliance again. And Emil says, Bruno must be the captain. He shows the hunger, the desire and the leadership experience from his time in Sporting. Him not be captain and Maguire is that makes Ollie someone who deserves the sack, says Emil. 100% agree. And Maguire is a bystander, says Saeed. Here's Rashford. Poor. I definitely think we need the third goal. And I think if you took Bruno Fernandes out of this game, you'd have a very different scoreline. Very different. We are 700 subscribers away from 900,000. I think we've got a chance of hitting it. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. 5 minutes to half-time. We need to get to half-time. I think my time may be off. Yeah, there's something wrong with my timer, Daniel Luciano. I'll change it. I'm at odds with a lot of Ricky's opinions, but having 2-3 of Fred, McTominay and Matic seems spot on. Perhaps Van der Beek could play in Mata's position, says Ash G. Is Bruno captain on your fantasy Premier League team? And I don't think so. And how does Bruno get so much stick for a bad game when he's been so consistent? And Martial is making a huge difference. He offers Bruno and Rashford so much up front, says Dylan Supps. Well, yeah, remember, that is an important point. We have missed him a lot as well. I would take Mata off for Donny. Maybe Van Bissaka can get some help, says Ollie Morton. And the reason we're good on the ball today is because we have a lot of movement off the ball. This happens whenever Ollie's job is on the line, says Nora. There is a frustration because, turn up again, frustration, I suppose. This happens all the time with these players. If we lose from here, is Ollie likely to lose his job, says Prakash? I don't know. I don't know. I never felt that Ollie was going to lose his job anyway, to be honest. This weekend. He's just down injured at the moment. Oh. Hopefully it's not anything bad. Although, he can bring Donny on. Oh, it's a foot injury. I thought he'd hurt his stomach. Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner, just while we've got this little break. And remember, you can win a Manchester United shirt by signing up for our Flick app. The link is in the video description. It's free. Just while we've got a minute, I'll show you. I can give you an insight into what the Flick app is. It's basically a Man United stand app. You've got polls on there. You've got general Man United chat where you can chat amongst yourselves. Champions League chat, transfer chat. Where does the blame for United's poor season sit? Is the poll. Should Pogba be starting most games? No, 64%. Do we need to drop Fred or McTominay? McTominay, 89%. Ollie in or out? 46% are Ollie in, 54% are out. Lots of stuff to get involved with. You go in the draw to win a United shirt by downloading the app and getting involved. We're going to announce the winner on the Monday show. So links in the video description. Bruno looks like he is going to come back on, which is good. We've had a super chat here from Mark Whitton. Ollie's done fantastic with Greenwood and Martial in terms of attacking play. I believe he needs to bring in a better coach for defensive play and converting defence into attack. Ollie was a final third player, says Mark Whitton. Mata just makes the attack tick. Watch the first goal. Wouldn't have scored without Mata's involvement. And him, Bruno and Shaw are best players on the pitch. Oh, Martial's just caught one in the head here from Keane. And Grotto admit it. I came into this game expecting a tough game, but as expected, with Ollie throughout his managerial experience, it's a win, lose, says Fabian. And you ask why don't play like this every week. You need leaders from top down. Ollie's not a leader, never was, even when he was playing well. Still sitting in the stand reaction less than we were losing today, says Robert O'Malley. Now we've got Martial injured. I'm not surprised by this at all. I agree. It is frustrating. I've just tweeted it then. I said, I'm not surprised by this result at all. Every time Ollie's in danger, the players turn up. And, you know, the question is, why can't they do it every week? And when will the next shit performance come in? And you can guarantee tonight, Harry Maguire will be on Twitter. Lindelof will be on Twitter. De Gea will be on Twitter. Rashford will be on Twitter. They'll all be on Twitter tonight. We turned up and we won. They can't wait. It's the first thing they want to do. Get on the socials. Get on the socials when we win a game. And I just don't think many United fans are actually feeling that at the moment, because I predicted Everton to win, but I did say I would not be surprised if we win, because so many times when you think we're in big trouble, the players turn up. But after the international break, all right, we'll probably beat West Brom. Will we beat Southampton away? Probably not. We've also got to play Man City. So, in a way, obviously, I want United to win. I want us to get our season back on track. But the inconsistency is infuriating as well. Mark, McTominay needs to be subbed off. Yet again, he's slow on every challenge, and Bruno has been the difference, says Daniel Molnes. And thanks for the contribution, James Goddell. Well, Everton have got a free kick here. It's not quite half time because we've got 4 minutes of added time because of a couple of injuries. So it's an opportunity for Rodriguez to whip a cross in, which he's not going to do. Somebody else is going to whip it in. We should be okay under the high ball with people like Scott McTominay and Harry Maguire. I'm not worried about us conceding from set pieces because, you know, to be fair, we are good at them. And Luke Shaw heads it away. And Bernard's played quite well then. Digne. Bruno will keep that in. It would have been offside anyway. Bruno saving Ollie again, says Liam Heen. Well, this is why I said it on the video last night. I said the title of the video last night was Bruno to save Ollie's job. And Ricky was like, well, I'd drop Bruno. But I think Bruno's, you know, if you think about it, after that Burnley game, I said Ollie's not the man for the job. We brought Bruno in after that game, took us to third place. Today, Ollie's not the man for the job. He's going to get the sack. It's a terrible team. Bruno steps up to the plate. I mean, Bruno is his best player. He should be his captain. Ewan says that people's agenda against McTominay is unreal. I just think he's a very average player, Ewan. I think that's the thing. I think Fred's had a super game, like Gabriel said. I think Fred's been superb, but McTominay's just very. It's not even that McTominay plays terrible. It's just he's very, very average. I don't think he wouldn't get in a West Ham team. He wouldn't get in the Southampton team. And that's what I mean. Surely a Manchester United midfielder is a midfielder that gets into most Premier League teams, and I think Scott McTominay doesn't get into most Premier League teams. I don't think he gets into most Championship teams, to be honest. But we have swarmed Everton today. They've struggled against our energy, which has been interesting because obviously we played on Wednesday. But Luke Shaw's had a fantastic. There's a few players that have played really well for United. Luke Shaw's one of them. Bruno's another one. Oh, Martial. I'll tell you what, Martial's not been sharp. That was a good cross by McTominay and he didn't take it. And Alan's going to get booked for a foul on Fred. I think Fred was waiting for the yellow card to come out here. Quite clever play by Fred. It was a yellow card. It was a yellow card. It's clear you guys need a manager like Arteta. A genius in defence would help you keep the goals out, says Nico. Hello from Australia. Should McSauce play as a centre-back with Lindelof? They would do well. Shout out to the Babcock team, says Coach Killer's podcast. And Martial has just had a 3-game ban, and that is half-time. We'll take that. We'll take that. From 1-0 down to 2-1 up, you will take that at half-time. And thoroughly deserved. I think, you know, a lot of it down to Bruno Fernandes, of course. But, you know, I mean, is it really a surprise? Is it really a surprise that a bit of individual brilliance has made the difference? I think it's not just about that, though. I've got to be fair. I've got to say that, you know, I'm not surprised that Manchester United are winning this game. And in some ways, well, in a lot of ways, I'm very frustrated. And I'm sure the vast majority of you are as well, because it's all right having a smile on your face, and it's all right being, oh, look at what I've done today, whether it's the players on their social media tonight or Ollie, whatever. It's almost like, well, look, fine margins. You win a game and everyone loves me. I lose a game and everyone doesn't like me. But no, Manchester United's not about fine margins. Manchester United's about winning. And the big issue at this football club, and the result today will not change this, win, lose or draw, this will not change this, is why are we so inconsistent? Why do we pick a different team every game? Why does our formation change every game? And why are we not challenging where we should be challenging? And I think all those things are absolutely relevant. And can you hear me, Flex?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Go on then, give us your thoughts on that half.
Yeah, really mixed. Let me get my microphone. It's too far away. Sorry. Really mixed half there. There were warning signs. There were signs of the things that we've been moaning about. We allowed Everton in transition to be strong, to be quick. Couldn't deal with Calvert-Lewin's presence in the air. He's just sitting on Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, not wrapping round, not anticipating, and go 1-0 down in a typical fashion that we've been moaning at. But you know what? They had a very good response. I think Bruno's been spot on. He's been really good. Fred's been really good as well, passing forward at the right times and making things happen. I like that. But there has been warning signs. There's been warning signs. So it's a weird game. Well, I wouldn't say weird game. It's what we kind of expect. It's like
we should win.
We're
this
not
game, I think.
Yeah, exactly. We should from this position for sure. I think there's enough in it. You spoke about Everton. You wanted them to play really well. I don't think they have. They've played well but Ancelotti will have them in and say, that they've been poor. So look, Martial, I think, has been rusty. He hasn't looked himself.
He should have scored. Yeah, should have scored.
Rashford getting in down the left-hand side, basic passes, messing them up. Mata, I didn't even realise he was playing. He done that one thing where he took like 3 players out of the game. I don't think he meant to do that, but that was a good pass, to be fair. But other than that, I haven't really seen him.
Just to jump in on there, Mata, people will say he had a part in one of the goals, which he did. I think it was the Luke Shaw ball. He knocked it out wide. But that's the issue for me. One Mata there is on basically in the number 10 position, giving it to Luke Shaw. Digne has got forward loads of times. And that is
down our right hand
side. So Ricky talks about system, and Ollie will talk about system and shape. Where's the system and shape when Mata's wandering into the number 10 position and Digne is having the freedom to get beyond Wan-Bissaka? It is a risk in an Everton team that's not playing particularly well. I don't get why Mata's playing, because Donny van der Beek can do a better job than him. But I think for me, a lot of people, even you said, maybe drop Bruno. This for me is why you don't drop Bruno Fernandes, because it's individual brilliance again, and it's the reason we're winning this game. He's been comfortably the best player, and I think if you take Bruno off the team, we're probably losing 1-0 at half time. He's been fantastic.
He has been fantastic, and for me, I just want everyone to be consistent when players are playing badly. That was my main point. My main point wasn't he shouldn't be playing today. Do you know what I mean? That's not what I'm saying, but I'm talking about Ollie making decisions and being like, well, can you change things? Can you impact things? It feels like he's got his favourites, and I just feel like he was a bit immune from criticism when he hasn't been playing very well. But like I've said loads of times, he's a fantastic player, and the impact he's had since he's come has been massive. It really has. And when he's on form, he's on form. When he's bad, I think he's bad. But I think today he's been brilliant. He's been brilliant. He's wanted the ball. He's got into positions well. I think he's been quite disciplined. He's worked hard. He's picked the right pass at the right time. Kept it simple when he needs to keep it simple. That's how I want to see him play. But again, it's down to consistency, and I'm not just going to be on his neck. Like I said, I'm talking about keeping the same energy. So it's consistency across the board. Rashford consistently getting into positions, can't find the final pass, just easy passes.
I said this in the first half. I think there's so much going on with Manchester United at the moment, with around Ollie and other players playing really badly. I think Rashford's sort of gone under the radar. He's not actually played that well for a few games now. And he has been quite wasteful on it. I mean, even the goal that is now Bruno's goal, if that had gone wide, we'd all be saying, why are you closing your eyes on another bloody cross? That's an easy goal. And it goes in from Bruno, but we're probably a little bit lucky there, because Rashford should be heading that in and scoring.
Yeah, we are a little bit lucky. And, and also that Luka Dean situation where he got in, he saw the lights and went for the shot, probably should have crossed it.
Yeah.
So make no mistakes, Everton have given as good as they got to a certain extent. We've just been more clinical and created the better of the chances. And then I think we were quite dominant after that, to be fair. You can see what Calvert-Lewin's doing. Very, very smart, staying on Lindelof's side. I've been in that position as a centre forward where you take your pick of the centre halves.
Yeah, but I disagree with this, Flex, and I went mad about it. You know, people are saying he's taking the pick. As a centre back, I used to play as a centre back. I ain't going to allow the centre back to take a pick. If he wants to go 2 for 1, that's up to him. But Harry Maguire is the spare man too often, and he is the captain of the team. Twice that ball was knocked long, and Calvert-Lewin. It's in the air long enough for Maguire to go and win it. Bullshit. Like, he's got to.
Well, yeah, he's allowing it to happen.
He's always the spare man. We paid £80 million for a spare man sweeper. He's a bloody ball winner. He's got to go and win these balls.
Yeah, look, I'm not denying the fact that he's got to pull rank and say, no, I can see what you're doing here. He's my man. I'm gonna do it. But I'm just saying what has actually happened. Is that and Pickford's kicking it there as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So what's actually happened is he's chosen. So for me, I think he's got to take more responsibility there. Look, here, he hasn't wrapped round. But
where is Maguire again? He's miles away. He's doing nothing.
But also Wan-Bissaka as well. Yeah. Wan-Bissaka.
I mean, this is a prime example. If you're watching it, watch Maguire and Wan-Bissaka. They just run away from the ball. I mean, Wan-Bissaka's got to deal with Bernard, but Maguire's always the spare man, doing nothing. Yeah. Like, you're doing nothing, mate. Like, it's just the contrast for me. Harry Maguire, £80 million captain. Bruno Fernandes. The contrast between the contribution from those two is ridiculous. And people say, how is it individual brilliance from Bruno? Individual brilliance isn't just being messy and running past 3 players. It's getting on the ball. It's getting on the end of that ball. I mean, that header is superb from Bruno.
Great header. Brilliant.
It's the movement. I mean, it's a great cross from Luke Shaw. And it does make you think.
Can we talk about Luke Shaw, please, actually? Because
I'm just going to quickly go to toilet. You can have a quick chat about Luke Shaw by all means. But because I've always been a big fan of his. But go on.
Yeah, I just think, look, there's going to be people still saying he's crap, he's this, he's that. But at the end of the day, you've got to look at it for what it is. Defensively, Luke Shaw has always been good. Like, he's always been reliable. He's very rarely out of position, very rarely gets skinned. We just want him to be, my biggest criticism is that I want him to be more aggressive. I want him to get more assists. I want him to be more positive thinking. And in the last 2 games, you've got to give credit where credit's due. Great pass by Fred there, by the way. That's another thing he's done really well. We'll talk about that. But what he's done really well in the last couple of games is that he's got a willingness to cross. He isn't actually just crossing for the sake of it. He's picking people out. And he's got into that situation a good couple of times. And all we want as United fans is not to be proved right if you think Luke Shaw's shit. What you want is for him to change. What you want is for him to play well. Excuse me. So he's done that in the last couple of games. So hopefully he can continue to do that with Luke Shaw. Because I just think there is an agenda that, he's fat, he's overweight, he can't run, he can't move. Well, if he's fat and overweight and can't run and can't move, why doesn't every player he plays against skin the shit out of him then? Do you know what I'm saying? I just think it's a really lazy argument. You can talk about he doesn't get enough assists for me. You can talk about his aggressiveness. You can talk about he always comes inside on his left foot. I don't know why he does that. You can talk about that. But to just say he's shit, he's fat, he can't run, and it's just a lazy argument because he doesn't get skinned. He's got good pace. I've seen him play against fast players. I've seen it live in the flesh. He does not get skinned, and he is actually fast. So that agenda and argument, I think, just needs to stop because it's just flawed. Like, talk about the things that he is actually doing wrong, and then I'm like, right, cool. I can live with that. Do you know what I mean? And the Fred situation, I have to say, with Fred, again, he's been really good. He's been really good. We're talking about wanting to take risks and pass forward. After the first 5 minutes, I thought we allowed Everton to get a look in, and Calvert-Lewin had that header that kind of went over, that just landed on the roof of the net, just over. And I said, I was like, I bet they get the first look in, even though we've been quite good. But really, you can see that when we take risks and pass forward and get into the pockets of space, we're a lot better. And you know what? I think Fred's done that really well. And even McTominay at times hit a couple of long-range balls that have found their targets, and he's looked okay today as well.
A lot of people are saying McTominay's had a good game. I mean, to be honest with you,
yes. It's been steady.
It's an easy job.
I can't say it's steady,
it's an easy job. He's just standing in front of the back four, playing sideways balls, and
he's done his job. If that's his capabilities, he's done his job.
He's bang average. I don't care what anybody says. You know, I've just done a few notes for the match reaction, and I've said this. If people after this game start talking about titles and top four again, I'm sorry, you're going to get very disappointed because that 11 isn't isn't good enough. It's good enough to win a game. I've got to be honest, it's a massive part of frustration with me. I mean, look, I feel justified. I like Luke Shaw, I like Bruno, and they've stepped up to the plate, and that's great. But I also have to question, like, he had to win with that team. That team he picked was sackable. It's the wrong team. It had to win, and hopefully it is going to win. But that team today, with Mata and McTominay in it, is not going to get top 4. So we're only delaying either him bringing in Van der Beek, Matic and Pogba to get a proper team out there, or the inevitable sacking. Winning today doesn't really change anything to me. It just frustrates me, actually, because I'm happy with the win, but it frustrates me because it's like, oh, we've turned up again. When Ollie's about to get sacked, we've turned up again. And then what happens when we play Southampton away, or West Brom after the international break, or PSG? If he goes with that team, we're screwed. So I'm frustrated. But look, on McTominay, he's done okay, but I'm telling you now, he doesn't start for most of the Premier League midfield. So
no, he doesn't. It's just, again, what we're seeing is, hopefully we're going to finish this off and get the right result. I've been winning now, but we're seeing isolations. Do you know what I'm saying? We're seeing an isolated, decent performance that doesn't look like it has longevity. We're also seeing, it has been a bit of individual brilliance for the goals. You can't, it's a couple of players linking up well. There haven't been amazing team moves. Fred was part of it, yes. But it's not, I wouldn't say it's been constant pressure, opening them up at will, with a consistent way of playing. I just think we've had our defensive frailties where you can see where Everton can hurt us. Everton won't be going into that half thinking, bloody hell, we got outplayed. Man United mean real big business here. And Ancelotti be worried, like, how do I get my team in the game? His team's in the game. Do you know what I mean? And that's the thing. We're not very, very dominant.
Well, here's a good question for you. It's from Joe and Daniel. Yeah. He says, actually, and everyone in the live comments as well, how much of the credit should go to Ollie? A few individual performances are the reason we've got a 1-goal lead. Fred, Shaw and Bruno have been great. The rest mediocre. Donny for Mata, please. And actually, you know what? Fred has been superb. Luke Shaw has been superb. And Bruno has been superb. But as you said, Rashford's been off. All right, McTominay's a bit of a divider. I'll take that. Mata's been out of position for most of the half, and Martial's looked rusty. So again, and Everton have been. I think Everton have been really bad, apart from Bernard. So Rodriguez has been poor. I think their midfield has been poor. So again, as you said, let's get the win. That's the priority. But I still think a lot of people, myself included, even if we do win, I'm just going to come out because we beat Leipzig, didn't we, not long ago? So am I going to be massively impressed by Ollie and his tactics today, even if we do win? No, it's going to take a lot more than that. But let's get the win.
That's the key, because we've seen it against Leipzig, PSG, isolated moments, and then the games after that, we haven't been at it. So we've been there all too familiar before. So if you're going to forget what happened against Arsenal, forget what happened against Istanbul,
which were cowardly results.
100%, exactly. Forget what happened, what's been happening since the start of the season. I just think you're really deluded if you can go, see everyone getting on Ollie's back, but when he really needs to pull it out of the bag, look what he does. No. Me personally, I'm done with that in the fan base. For me, everyone's entitled to their opinion. Everyone looks at football differently. Everyone can see different things. But for me, you can say I've woken up and smelt the coffee, but I've seen it for what it is, and I just see isolated wins and isolated performances. And to be fair, even in this game, that's actually what we're seeing.
We're 200 subscribers away from 900,000, so please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. We're going to blast through that, I think. Bottom right-hand corner, get involved. Obviously, we've got match reaction show after this with the player ratings, and then we've got Flex and KG with the fan forum show for an hour. So lots and lots to discuss, and we're live every night at 8 o'clock and 10 a.m. So lots to get involved with, of course. I think for me, look, we're only halfway there. We're talking like we've won. You've got people in the live comments saying we've got to back Ollie. You've got other people saying it's only one game. Well, it's only half time. Like we've not won it yet, and 2-1's a draw. Score.
Exactly.
A draw becomes as bad as a loss. So we've not actually won yet. I think we will go and win, but that's always the danger with United. But I think we will go and win. But for me, just very quickly to come back on what Flex said there, I think if we do win, positivity. You always want United to win into the international break. Gives us a win, which we desperately needed today. But I still think there's huge questions. And personally, I've always said I didn't think he was going to get sacked in this international break anyway.
No.
I think we're looking...
Win, lose or draw.
Yeah, I think we're looking at Christmas at the earliest. So let's just see what this team can do. But they're about to kick off, Flex. Any final words?
Yeah, it'd just be interesting to see how we approach the second half. 2-1 down against Istanbul. We approached the second half awful. Hardly worked the keeper. What's the mentality like? Are we going to let up? Are we going to make more defensive mistakes or let Everton back in by mistakes? Can we keep up the pressure and play well in these moments that we are and see the game out from this position? Because I believe we should. And what Solly's substitution is going to be like, the game management, whether we're winning, drawing or losing from this position, will be interesting. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the fan forum.
Cheers, pal. Okay, we'll speak to you in a bit.
Latest.
And you can follow Flex on Twitter at FlexUTD. We have just kicked off the second half, but I'm late again, so I will have to just stick in a time there, and we're off and we're running. So yeah, I mean, I don't think Everton played particularly well in the first half, so we'll see how they do second half. But United have looked good to get the third goal, and that's definitely what we need to do. Good running by Rashford there, but he's tackled. The first goal was solid team play, says Chris. Quick ball movement with Mata floating into the middle of the pitch, creating an overload. Mata in the team on the first goal. Welcome to the Members Club, Chris Andromeda. And how much of the credit, we've done that from Jawin Daniel. So thank you very much for everyone getting involved. I just find it funny in the live comments because it's quite a divided... it's going to be divided, isn't it? You know, people are adamantly Ollie out. People are adamantly Ollie in. People are confused. And... yeah, it's trust is the issue. Trust and consistency is the issue at Manchester United, and it has been for a long time. And I think it's something that runs through Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's career as well. Is that I just think many people are just not going to be convinced by one result. He's going to have to do it and find more consistency. Aaron Wan-Bissaca's aerial sense is a problem. Often finds himself under the ball, says Duncan. I think you're spot on. It is weird how often Wan-Bissaka gets stuck under a cross. I mean, it's surely something he can work on. But my fear is at 60 minutes, Ollie will pull the attackers, sub on defenders, and we'll concede, says Chris. Yeah, the result we don't want is a draw. I said this last night. I know it's better than a loss, but a draw at this stage, it just doesn't do us any good. We need to win. Without Bruno, we would be nowhere. Imagine having a quality centre-back to partner Lindelof and not a pensioner. Without Bruno, we are nothing, says Coach Killer's podcast. And thanks for the contribution, Brownie. We are very close to 900k. Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. I think if we get the third goal, the game's over. I don't think Everton have got 3 goals in them today. But obviously, the longer it stays at 2-1, the more we will become a little bit more defensive. I'd like to be wrong. I'd like to see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer pick a team, make substitutions that were attacking. But you know, you've got Pogba on the bench, you've got Donny van der Beek on the bench, you've got Cavani on the bench. We could go more attacking, but I think that if we don't get the third goal, I think he probably will go a little bit more defensive with people like Matic on the bench as well. So we'll see how it goes. But I don't think Everton have played well, and it surprised me. I thought their energy levels of Everton would be really high. What a bit of play by Calvert-Lewin that is. And the ref has given the foul on Wan-Bissaka. He's such a handful. I don't actually think this is a foul. Welcome to the Members Club, Creation Rebel. I don't actually think this is a foul by Wan-Bissaka, but again, gets himself up against Lindelof. I don't think there's much in that from Wan-Bissaka, to be honest. I don't even think that's a foul. I don't know about you lot. Ollie just lets the team free roam. He's got no tactics, as Josie. I mean, I've got to defend Ollie on this. There are idiots out there who call Ollie a PE teacher and say he's got no tactics. You don't understand football if you say that. He's clearly set the team up with a 4-2-3-1 today to press high up the pitch. That's tactics. Like, having no tactics is just sending players out and saying do what you want. But we don't do that. We do have a structure. His tactics might not be that deep, and his team selections might be a bit weird, but he does have tactics. Anyway, that's a dangerous free kick cleared by Everton, and Bruno lets it go for a goal kick. Get Mata off, says John Donnelly. I think Mata's a weak link in this team. I don't know why he's picked Mata in the first place, to be honest with you. Yes, he can wander into the middle and do a few nice passes, but his pace and tracking back are a problem up against a player like Digne. Why does Maguire let Lindelof mark Calvert? Exactly. It's shocking, and it happens all the time. It's a tactic, Baloo Singh. That's what it is. You know, you want to talk about tactics. He has got tactics. You might not like those tactics, but he definitely has. Bruno's getting a yellow card here. Late on Sigurdsson. Not happy about it. Probably is a yellow, to be fair. Yeah, I think it's a tactic to let the other centre-back mark the forward and Maguire be the free man. And as I said, that is baffling because Harry Maguire is dominant in the air. So surely you put your centre-back to go and win the ball, not step for the second ball. That's Wan-Bissaka with his trademark slide tackle. John Paul says we're close to 900k. Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. Welcome to the Members Club, James Laker. Meme says, if you were Manchester United manager, what would your main team be? Well, if I was playing that formation, I would play Matic instead of McTominay. And I would play Van der Beek instead of Mata. And I think that team's better than that team that he's picked there today. But I would still go to the diamond because, we're playing width and we haven't got width. What if Rashford gets injured? What are you going to do? Play Dan James? There's no point playing width because we haven't got any width. And of course we have got some width. Of course, lovely defending by Luke Shaw there. Of course Rashford can play there. But if Rashford gets injured, then you've got nobody else. And Greenwood's not really a winger and Mata's not a winger. So I'd like to see United play with width, but we haven't really got the width to do it. But we need to keep the pressure up in this second half. We need to keep the tempo up in the second half because we need to get this third goal. You don't want to be up against Everton. Was it last year where they had a dodgy goal ruled out and that we drew? Or was that? I think Mourinho was coach then, actually. So that might have been the year before, or maybe 2 years before. But that might have been last year. Didn't they have a dodgy goal where someone was in offside position? Welcome to the Members Club. To Madassa Hamani. Thank you very much for joining. And yeah, we do need the third goal. Poor pass by McTominay. He'll get another chance here. And again, it's a poor pass by McTominay. 2 passes in a row from McTominay there. Oh, he's had a good half. He's got a good passing range. Maguire does well. Lovely ball by Mata into Bruno, into Martial. Lovely, lovely, lovely bit of play between them three. But that's the issue with Scott McTominay there, and apparently I've got an agenda. But there you go. I might sound stupid, but I'm the only one who thinks Rashford has lost a bit of pace after his injury, says Sharath Kamath Fitness. And could it be because Maguire is slow, so he stays back, says Kartik Handa? Yeah, but he doesn't need to. That's a reason not to do it. You don't want to be the player hanging back, because if you're the player attacking the ball, you don't need recovery pace. You go and win the ball. Do you think the team plays better with no Pogba, says James Lee? It's the $1 million question, isn't it? I don't think we've got a definitive answer yet, if I'm completely honest. I don't like this second half. It's too much of a 50-50 half at the moment. I don't think we've created anything in the first 10 minutes of this half. And McTominay fouls Alan. We're not being very disciplined at the moment, says Sharath Kamath Fitness. We've given the ball away a lot. I mean, look, I'm going to highlight McTominay because it's the one that comes to mind. But he had 2 attempts to play quite simple passes and he gave them away both times. You can't do that at this level. You allow them to get on the ball and get some momentum in the game. When you're 2-1 up in a game, you need the 3rd goal. You're not going to get that if you can't control the ball. And we're not controlling the ball very well. Hi, Mark. Shout out from Australia from Tony and Connie. Give us your best Aussie accent. Put another Pratt on the Barbie. Huge fans, says Tony Lockyer. Put another... Oh, see, I can't do accents on demand. Put another shrimp on the Barbie, mate. Nice cold one. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Martial needs to score goals. Good support play is not good enough. We need a finisher, says Cruz. He has been out for a bit, mate, and the team is so much better with Martial in it. If we win this game, Ollie will be the luckiest man in football today. This is just papering over the craps. He should still go for picking McTominay, says Sean Negative Turner. Well, we need to be a little bit careful here. Well done, Fred. I mean, I personally think Fred and Shaw and Bruno have been on a different planet today. They've been absolutely magnificent. I think that those 3 have been brilliant, and the rest need to step up to the plate. Otherwise, they will get back into it. Everton. What possible reason can there be for not having Donny on the field yet? Says Geerton. He just doesn't like him. Mark, you don't have an agenda, but you're too biased towards some players. That makes it seem like you have an agenda towards some other players. Well, I don't, Litty, and I don't. I just I don't think Fred's played particularly well. I don't think Mata's played particularly well. He's Digne has had so much space and opportunity to get forward down that left hand side. Noticeably down the right hand side, they've hardly done anything because Rashford and Shaw have done really, really well. Oh, McTominay. Good play by Lindelof there. Bloody Coleman skipping past bloody McTominay there. Lindelof with a really good cover. But, this is what I mean. Lovely ball. Oh, no, it's not quite worked. Back with Pickford. Imagine if we play Pogba now, we will fight with Everton powerful midfielders, says Anu2. You don't put shrimps on the Barbie. Anyway, love your content, says Mr. Rory Barbie. Mr. Rory Beery. I said Barbie. We've got to keep the pressing up, but I don't think we've got the energy in the second half for the press. I don't know. It was so good in the first half. I just don't think not many teams can do it for 90 minutes. Can they? Nice ball over the top. De Gea's off his line well. Roll it. Rolls it into Maguire. Please subscribe if you're new, by the way. We're only 40 subscribers away from 900,000. So bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Get involved with the channel. We're 40 away from 900,000, which is fantastic to achieve that today. Hopefully Manchester United can achieve. Lovely ball. That's a good pass by McTominay. Out to Wan-Bissaka. Oh, what a takedown by Bruno. And that's a free kick as well by Sigurdsson. Chance to get a bit of respite here. Can you give a shout out to Mike, Maria and Nimi watching in Australia, says Ninja Smurf United. Shout out to Mike and Nimi. So United got a good opportunity to put a cross in here. Well, it's not a cross, it's quite a central area, but just get the 3rd goal. In it, get the 3rd goal. We will have player ratings coming up for you in about, you can start voting on the website, theunitedstand.com, in about 15 minutes. We use the player ratings in the match reaction show, which is straight after this. Basically, you mark every player out of 10. Mata with the cross. Pickford catches. Onto the bar. Goal kick. I don't know what. Was he given a penalty? We've got a penalty here. Cross comes in. Oh, it could be a penalty on Maguire, that. Pickford catches it. Maguire goes to shoot onto the roof of the net. Well, maybe Maguire was pushing him first. Could have been a penalty. Pickford again. Tommy absolutely loves giving the ball away, doesn't he? Can we just try Donny in that position? Also my birthday today, says Mike Thomas. And Maguire is the more aerial dominant defender, so he should be attaching himself to the striker. He don't win aerial battles round our box, says Ian Carlton. And KS Biddy, Mark, you're such a flip-flop. 1 minute you hate the diamond, then the next it's your preferred formation. Educate yourself, prove me wrong. Mate, I've already spoken about this before, so maybe educate yourself and actually watch the shows instead of trying to be sensationalist. It's not a penalty, by the way. I didn't like the diamond. And I said in the international break that I think we're going to have to go with the diamond because we haven't got wingers. So that's the transition. If you haven't got ears, or you can't compute very clear and claritied information, then that's on you. I think the diamond is the way to go because we've got so many midfielders. I like the 4-3-3 and I like playing with width, but we don't have the wingers to do it. So this has worked quite well today, but Rashford gets injured and you're playing Mata and Dan James, which is just not good enough. Oh, Martial nearly getting into the box there. Half an hour to go into this game. Lovely play by Alan. Half an hour to go into this game, and you feel it's starting to hit. See, Mata's out of position again. Digne into... He's got to go with him. He's not gone with him. Maguire, and it would have been offside anyway. Good tackle by Maguire, but that's Digne again, and he's gone down injured now. Good tackle by Maguire. There's nothing wrong with that. Hi Mark, my Sergio Gonzalez says Bruno is a fraud. Can you call him a prat? Says my mate Sergio Gonzalez. Well, he is a prat. Nathan Baldwin. And if I was Donny, I'd seriously asked to be sold in January. Clearly wasn't wanted by Ollie. He's a young, decent player. Let him go and play football, says Sean Negative Turner. I think it will become more of an issue. It's not a penalty. It's a corner at best, but I thought it was an offside. Oh, well, he gets a bit of the ball. It's not a penalty. It's offside. I don't know what's going on here. Digne's down injured, but it won't be a penalty because it was offside in the build-up. So what were they on about? Chill out. Don't have a cow, man. And to be fair to Maguire there, I don't think there's any malice in it. I don't think there's anything nasty in it. He's a little bit late, but he gets a bit of the ball. They don't fill me with any confidence, Ollie, McKenna and Carrick, by the way. And I've always said that. They just don't. Anyway, we're up and running again. Don't know what people are talking about. A penalty there. Never a penalty. And Daniel Luciano says, can you shout out Giselle for delaying us making breakfast until the match is done? Cheers, Mark. Shout out to Giselle for delaying the breakfast. I'm quite hungry as well. I'm hungry for 3 points. We've got to get these. We've got to get this win. I don't want to be. It's been bad enough this week. Arsenal and Istanbul can't go into 2 weeks of international football with United on 7 points. It's been a scrappy second half, though. You just feel that this is going to either be a United. It's either going to go 3-1 or 2-2. Final result. If Mata isn't sub soon, we'll concede a goal down the right hand side. Says MLM. And you know what? If you want a positive, I think that Luke Shaw and Fred and Bruno have been brilliant and we deserve to be winning this game at the moment. If you want a negative, I'm a little bit worried that we've continued to play Mata in that position for as long as we have, and that we've not really created anything this half. But look, we've defended quite well second half. We've got a corner here. If Bruno can put it on Harry Maguire's head and we take the 3 points, I'm happy with that. He can't put it on his head. That's gone out for a throw-in to United. $65 minutes gone. They're going to bring Iwobi on. That's always good. We've hit 900,000 subscribers, by the way, everybody. Thank you very much for subscribing and getting involved in the channel. Hopefully that's going to be a precursor to Manchester United getting 3 points as well. 900,000 subscribers. The road to 1 million starts here. But thanks, everyone, for tuning in, as per usual. Fantastic community. Really appreciate it. And we go from here, and hopefully we go and get 3 points. Bruno's giving up a foul. It's been a very stop-start half, this. I'm nervous because I do not want us to draw this game. Look, I don't think he was going to get sacked if we lost this game. He definitely won't get sacked if we draw it, and we can't draw it. We just can't draw it. Iwobi's come on for Sigurdsson then, which probably means they'll drop. I don't know what they'll do there to bring Sigurdsson off. Twansebi's coming on. Any thoughts on United relying too heavily on early goals? Feels like if we haven't scored by half-time, we can't win, says Jamie Wood. I hadn't really thought about it, that. Luke Shaw's down injured at the moment. Hi, Mark. Congratulations on 900k. By the way, are you getting the PS5, says Danny Dablo. I haven't pre-ordered it yet, mate. And BT Sport are talking about how McTominay is becoming so important to the United midfield, says Gav Lyons. Yeah, but what do BT Sports know at the end of the day? What is it, ex-players? They talk out their arse. I mean, you've got the ultimate ex-player talking out your arse in Rio Ferdinand, haven't you? I don't care who it is. Give him get them numbers down. Give him the job. And you know what? He's then saying on Wednesday night he was quite quiet in the dressing room. So it's flip-flop, isn't it? Luke Shaw's come off for Twansebi, which is bad news, because I think Luke Shaw's played really, really well. It's always with Luke Shaw, it always looks like it's an ankle problem as well. Good header by Harry Maguire there. So Twansebi will come on at left back. That's a foul there. Bernard looks like he's going to cry because he's given a foul up. And we were 67 minutes in here. I'm surprised he's not making any subs himself. McKenna's writing his Christmas list. Ollie's saying, get me some after eights. I do worry about United a bit at the moment. Everton are starting to press us high up the pitch. We don't really have the passing range to break their press. And I feel he needs to make a substitution. We've been poor this half. I'm surprised Mata's still on. Just even if you think he's played well, just energy levels. Here's Iwobi to Calvert-Lewin in the box. Got lots of players back. Hey Mark, without United's great start but lost this week, any predictions for your Champions League run this year, says Devon Mann? Well, I think about the Champions League, it's not necessarily definite that we're going to get out of the group now. Losing to Istanbul has sort of has changed the dynamic of that quite a lot. So, yeah, we've got to go to Germany, obviously. And PSG, if they beat us at Old Trafford, it's not going to be easy to get out of that group. So, from a position of strength, we've put ourselves in a risky position here. Digne into the box again. Oh, Bruno could be off. Playing Mata to make the point to Woodward. This is the option you left us after you stuffed up the Sancho deal, says Mike. I'll tell you what, Bruno should be off. Bruno should be off. That's a second yellow. He's lucky. He's very, very lucky. He's on a yellow card and he did catch Alan. Not a foul, says Arsh. Edvin says that McTominay's positioning is awful, always coming too close to the ball. And playing Mata to make the point to Woodward. This is the option you left us after you stuffed up the Sancho deal, says Mike. Well in Lindelof. Well done, Maguire into Fred. Ball over the top. And Rashford was onside. Should have scored. That's the second big chance we've had breaking their offside trap today. Should have bloody scored. 20 minutes to go. Bit better from United. Best bit of play we've had all half, actually. Lovely ball in by Bruno to Rashford. The amount of defensive work Fred and Bruno do is unmatched. They just keep going for the full 90, says Daniel Luciano. I don't think Everton have been able to live with our work rate today, to be fair. Man of the match, says Isaac. For me, it's going to be Fred or Bruno. Probably going to be Bruno. Our attack looks dead, says Joseph. I mean, to be fair, second half, we've really shut up shop and it's been a very grind out performance second half, but what do you expect from Ollie? You know, that's just the way it is. And I didn't want it to be 2-1 with sort of 10 minutes to go because we'll just go deeper and deeper. You want to just get that third goal and get the game done. But look, that's an interesting stat. Only one on target for Everton, and we've had 4. Mata should have gone higher there. Let's get Mumbers back. Wide left, wide left. And Joel Morris says, United have been superb today. Why can't we play like this all the time? I wouldn't say we've been superb, Joel. I think some players have been superb. There are still areas that I'm a little bit worried about in the last 10 minutes. And you know, 2-1 can become 2-2 very quickly. And then you start to pick holes in the result. Good cross, well headed by Harry Maguire. Brilliant header by Harry Maguire to clear it. And Mata should clear that, and he has. Was that not a foul on Martial? Come on. The Iwobi up against Twansebi. That's it. Just stand him up. Corner. We should be all right under the ball. We should be all right under the high ball. it's nervy. It's a nervy one. The player ratings is open on theunitedstand.com if you want to start getting those done. Remember to mark every player out of 10, average being 6. Rodriguez with the cross. Headed away. I think it's Harry Maguire again. Or maybe it was Twan Sebi that time. Welcome, Farhan. Another corner here. And Maguire again. And Bernard shoots over the bar. See, Harry Maguire there, that's his job. That is his job, and it's a good job when he does it. Underneath the high ball, from a corner. I've got total confidence. When we... under the high ball. Thanks. What we got, about 15 minutes of this half to go. Still a little bit worried that we are just inviting a little bit of pressure this half, but defensively we've not been too bad. He's only made one substitution through injury, which again is that I mean, that's, can I be honest with you, that's a little bit of a concern. Because if they go and score now, everyone's going to quite rightly say, why didn't you make any tactical changes? They're going to bring Tossan up. Probably going to go 2 up front. Bruno gets it out wide. Rashford into Bruno. Mata is in the box. Gives it to Bruno. Gives that away. Digne. Lovely play by Calvert-Lewin. Back into Calvert-Lewin. Corner to Everton. I think he should have made some subs. I just think Ollie's just so set on being stubborn today. I think it's all about, this is my team. I picked this team. This is the team that's turned up for me. Didn't need Van der Beek. Don't need Pogba. Look what happened. I think that's what's going on. "12 minutes to go. Made a career mode. I'm scared on you. I made a career mode, says Leland Jones. Career mode. I am scared. Any tips? Did you know Axel has a Guinness World Record for the fastest solo finish game of Hungry Hippos? Look it up. I'm serious. Says Mark Whitten. I did actually know that, and that is very true. Very, very true. It's defence against attack now. Can United break? Can Everton break United down? And you could almost say it's like 10 minutes for Ollie's job, isn't it? In many ways, because if we blow this in the last 10 minutes because he hasn't bothered to bring subs on, then he's going to have to take the. He's going to have to take what's going to happen, isn't he? Really. Rodriguez comes off. Not had a very good game for Everton today. Who do I think is going to win the league? Probably Liverpool. Zach Jones. And are you ever going to go on Sky with Roy Keane says Devon Man. Matt Rashford's down the... Oh, he's got tackled too easy there. He should be getting a shout there, to be fair to Rashford. Ref's not giving a foul. Go on then, move the ball. It's going a bit end-to-end here. And then we've given the ball away. Have we given the ball away there? Iwobi. They don't seem to have many ideas. Although he's done well there, Iwobi. Bernard. That's overhits. Cool kick. Oh, he's going to bring Pogba on now. I presume it'll be for Bruno. Oh, he's going to bring Cavani on as well. So that's our 3 subs. There'll be no place for Donny. Mata comes off, which is a good idea. And I presume Martial will come off as well. Links in the video description for player ratings, by the way. I hadn't mentioned that. You can do your player ratings through our website. Link in the video description. Mark every player out of 10. Put a star next to your man of the match. And average is 6. So give them your marks. And then in the aftermatch show, we will do my player ratings and compare them to yours, which will be aggregated. So link is in the video description for that one. Looks like we might be going to towards a diamond now. Ten minutes for Manchester United to get this win, this grind out of a win. It's not been pretty second half. Pogba coming on to win a penalty for Everton, says Mark Whitten. So we wanted Sancho in the summer, but we wouldn't bid the extra 20 million. But buy a 40 million midfielder we don't want, says Sean Negative Turner. Fighting to avoid a draw, we desperately need a striker, a finisher. All top teams do, says Cruz. And again, how has Donny not got a game, says Lee Taylor. Look, I'm going to do my match reaction and I'm going to be very honest. Regardless of whether we win this game or not, I'm going to be very honest. And if you're convinced by this performance, then, you know, that's for you to be. McTominay again, he just charges into somebody and gives a bloody free kick away. There's no point. So they've got an opportunity to put a free kick in here. They're going to bend it in. Hanging on now, says the live comments. Headed away. I mean, Maguire's, you know what? Harry Maguire's heading today, I've got to say it, has been really good. He always seems to play very well against Everton. And they can whip as many crosses in as they like because we're going to get on the end of them. And Everton don't seem to have anything else. Nervous time. A win means so much to us and this will be a good result, but we need to perform like this consistently. Attacking football, says Wildcat 44907. Fred to Rashford. McTominay. It's a lovely ball by McTominay into Pogba. Just keep the ball now. Ooh, Cavani's gone down there. I'd like to have another look at that one, ref. Toss on in the books. Cavani went down. Probably got a little bit of the ball, to be fair. Keane. I don't know. It's hard to see from that angle. That's the referee's angle. How long do we accept the cycle? Ollie escaping act. Says Richard Smith. Pogba in the box. Well in Cavani. Here's Bruno. To Rashford. Another poor layoff. What do you think then? Do you think Ollie's been a bit lucky today? Do you think he's justified the backing of the board and the backing of those people who back him? Well, what is your general thoughts? I think we've done enough to win the game today. My feeling is we've done enough to win the game. The bigger picture, I've got to say I'm just a bit frustrated. I still think it's not a very... I still sort of frustrated. I'm just very frustrated with the fact that this team is not good enough. That team on the left is not good enough. The team that he's picked on the left, it's not good enough for me. And he will come away from this game feeling that it is. And he'll feel that he got it right today. And I don't. He did get it right. Look, I'm not going to be horrible. He did get it right, but I'm not convinced. No Van der Beek, why, says Varun. And that's the thing. I suppose what I'm trying to say in a very bad way is that I still don't think we know anything other than, yeah, United can win games and United can lose games. We don't know what our best 11 is. We don't know what our best formation is. We're not consistent. And the game's gone a bit bitty now, which suits us. Ollie, one of many coaches that haven't had a good start. Ollie in, says Cruz 23. And Mark, we deserve to win, but I still have the same view as I did before. I don't think Ollie is getting the right team on the pitch. It's just average, says Brad Lewis. And Rashford has played awful. Why hasn't he been subbed off? Favouritism, as always, says D. And gone through this cycle so many times, says the LMH. I mean, it's interesting because Ricky said yesterday that regardless of the result, he wouldn't be surprised if we sacked Ollie. There's absolutely no way that we're going to sack Ollie having won a game. That's not going to happen. Never in a million years. So, here's Rashford into the box. Bit of a waste. I do think Rashford's playing badly at the moment. 1 minute to go. But what I would say is that I don't think Everton have done enough to get a point out of this. Remember the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting things to change. If Ollie stays, the cycle will only repeat, says Roger Dawn. Yeah, I think in the first half, United were the better side. And Dan Kelly says Scott McTominay's been impressive. I don't agree, mate. I think he's had an average game. I think what you're doing with Scott McTominay is what people do. they'll see one or two good tackles and one or two good passes and say he's had a good game. And I'll point more bad passes. I'll point more times he's been skipped past. You're being deluded by a Duracell bunny, and he isn't that good. We won't get top 4 with him playing games for Manchester United. He's not that good. If he keeps picking him, it's just exactly what Mourinho did with Fellaini. And a lot of people thought Fellaini was decent. Well headed away by Lindelof. Just got to see this last 4 minutes out. I mean, we've won this game because of, for me, Fred and Bruno. I think those two players, and Luke Shaw as well, played fantastically well. 3 minutes to go. We need these 3 points. Oh, Fred's been turned. Coleman. I knew before Decore hit that shot, he was putting it into the stand. Love it. Absolutely love it. Lovely turn by Coleman on Fred. Cuts it back to the edge of the box to Decore. And you knew he was putting it over the bar. Oh, I love it. Sweeney says, best result ever. Board will back Ollie for another 3 months now. The team simply isn't good enough. The board didn't back Ollie with the signings we needed. The team is what it is. No manager could make this current squad a title-winning one, says Mike. Throw in right up in the Everton half. I don't think they're going to have time to get out of this. Remember to do your player ratings on the unitedstand.com. We'll be going through that on the match reaction. I've dropped the link in the video description, or just go to the unitedstand.com. Mark every player out of 10. Put a star next to your man of the match. And also you get to mark Ollie out of 10. Submit your score and it will go into the aggregator for when we do the player ratings. How has McTominay got another 90 minutes and Donny not any? If I was Donny, I'd be knocking on Ollie's door asking what the issue is, says Lee Taylor. I'm going to talk about that in the match reaction. I think realism is really, really important. And, you know, some people will be blinded by what happens today. Some people won't be. The defence has been solid, says Wildcat 44907. And Robert McCormack says, all these fans who wanted us to lose. I'm just trying to figure something out here. Keep that for the match reaction. Only about a minute to go. Going to be a big 3 points this. Fred has been classed today. For me, he's the man of the match, says Joel Morris. We'll get voting on the player ratings. Link in the video description, unitedstand.com. And we'll go through that on the match reaction. Well done, Pogba. About 20 seconds to go here, so should be over. And Sharath Kamath Fitness says, we played like our 15th team would be a top 4 team and win. No chance I'm getting carried away. Ollie should be on his knees for Bruno, says Sharath Kamath Fitness. They're going to have to chuck this forward, Everton, because he's going to blow if we're not careful. Awobi. Oh, tell you what, it was close. Still on the attack. Breakaway. Bruno. This should be 3-1. We've got a 2-1 here. Cavani should get his first goal. Cavani. 3-1. Manchester United win it. He's onside. And it's Bruno with the assist. And Cavani gets his first goal. And I tell you what, that's job done. And well, I'll tell you what, the Ollie Hours are not going to like that. Ollie's sat there, Mr. Smug, Mr. I'm the man. He backs himself. He gets the result. Everton very nearly actually had a chance to make it 2-1, a 2-2. But United on the break, and it's Bruno Fernandes again. Hold. And then 3-1, Manchester United. Cavani gets his first goal. Clinical. Never going to get... What a way for Cavani to open up his account for Manchester United as well. Not going to get an easier chance than that. Does Pickford with the eyes. And Manchester United, he is onside. Definitely onside from the foot of Coleman. And I tell you, the thing is, he's irritating me, and I don't even want him to be sacked. So I can only imagine what Ollie's face is doing to others, because he's smug, and he's got every right to be smug, because they've gone and got the result there, and Manchester United have won 3-1. Link in the video description for the player ratings. Mark your players out of 10, 6 being average. Star for your man of the match. Mark Ollie out of 10. We're going straight onto the match reaction show. Top line of the video description or through the homepage. Straight onto that, and we'll digest where we're at now. Where are we at now? Has Ollie saved his job? Yes. Is there a future with this team? Is there a future with Ollie? Where are all those people who were like, get rid of him? You know, where are we now as a football club? Link in the video description. We'll discuss that in a minute, but you can do your play ratings while I'm setting that up. We'll literally be live in about a minute or two. I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching.